Yeah, welcome in, welcome back to another episode of Format Podcast Live, and we have a special one for you here tonight. Yes, as you can see from the thumbnail and as you can see by the rundown, we are going to discuss, a very, at least in my estimation, a very interesting topic here tonight about whether or not LeBron James really showed up to the Kobe Bryant Memorial. And here to address this topic with us is one of my favorite shows, the host of one of my favorite shows. That's my main man Mel from Man Down Sports. What's going on, Mel? How you doing, brother?
Ain't nothing going on but the rent, big dog.
No doubt. Steve, what's going on? King of the chat, my main man, your favorite hater. What's good? Lou, what's popping, man? Good to see you. So let's do this, y'all. Let me give a shout out here and say, listen, for all you that are showing up with Mel, I really appreciate all y'all being here. Thank you so much. If you enjoy this at the end, man, give a like and subscribe to this channel. We try to do our thing as well. We owe a lot to Mel in terms of helping us get to where we are. So we're so glad to have him here today. Also, let me give a shout out to my favorite members of the channel. Shout out, It's Not That Serious. Shout out Laker Nation, very first member of the channel. Shout out my main man, Baltimore Bruce. And of course, shout out Chief Sid Bubba. What's going on? There we go. What's going on, Chief? And shout out to them boys from Annapolis, man. So got to always give y'all love for that because we owe you one until December. Then that butt cutting coming back. But yeah, Mel. So in case you didn't know, Transformer is a Navy veteran also. And so I have to, I got to deal with it until this December. Because, y'all put foots in Army this year. So, oh, man. Yeah, that was tough. LeBron still hasn't read the Malcolm X book. That's funny. He might still be on page 1. Nino, what's good, my main man? How you doing? All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and let's do this. Again, make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe for me, man. I really appreciate it. All right, let's rock and roll, man. So before we even get started on this whole business of whether or not LeBron showed up or didn't show up or what have you, let's do this. What I would love is for Mel to take a few minutes because I've never actually had the opportunity to talk to him about this, life. Give me your kind of a quick synopsis of your thoughts on this Stephen A. Smith, LeBron James thing, which will lead us to kind of where we are.
You know what? I heard a small sample, a small clip of Charles Barkley talking to Dan Patrick about it.
Me too.
And he said something I agree with. He said that there's no winners in this whole thing, right? LeBron James going public and addressing his private feelings about Stephen A. Smith publicly on Pat McAfee, and then Stephen A. doing the same on ESPN and on his show. I mean, it was good for clicks for Pat McAfee. It was good for LeBron to be able to get out of his chest. It was good for clicks for ESPN and Stephen A. Smith show as well. But after that, it was good for nothing, right? It was, nothing good come from it. They could have handled that privately, that's, it ain't nothing worse than seeing two black dudes that's supposed to be, I guess, figures, I guess you would call both of them positive figures in the community. I mean, it ain't nothing like seeing them handle it like kids in public, like it's just not a good look, right? So that's one part of it. Now the other part of it, the issue is as far as keep my son name out your mouth, and I'm approaching you in public at the game, and that was a whole big blow up. Man, I mean, LeBron James shouldn't have done it in public. Number one. Number two, Stephen A. Smith shouldn't have went to ESPN to address it, and then on his podcast to address it. I think it was weak on both of their parts. How they handled it. 100% weak. 100% for show and for TV, and just lame to me. To be honest with you, So that's my whole thing.
So let me ask you this real quick: do you think there's anything to the fact that he being Stephen A. said that he didn't want to address it on ESPN, but the bosses made him do it? What do you think about that?
I think that contradicts a whole bunch of stuff that what he was saying when he got called out about saying things about Kyrie Irving and all these other people that he said something about, and being forced to say it from the producers and the bosses, and he come back and say, I'm executive producer of First Take. I say what the hell I want to say. I
Mm,
do remember him saying things like that. So it was like, oh, so no one tells you what to say. Okay.
right,
Now
right.
you're hiding behind the producer saying I had no choice but to address this. The producers told me, the bosses told me. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So very contradictory words by Stephen A. Smith, which I already knew. Even when he said I say what I want to say, no one tells me what to say. We all knew that was a lie when he said it. Right now he comes out with it. Now we can say, okay, you can't go back on that. Now you said the bosses told you this, address this LeBron thing. I don't
Right.
want to ever hear you saying no one tells you what to say on First Take. I don't want to hear that no more.
Mm-hmm. No, that's fair. That's a great point. So, yeah, I didn't even think about it that way. Yep, there you go. So he no longer has that excuse. He cannot hide behind it. Okay, so now I think one of the biggest things that people kind of, we went on. I did a lot of shows about this, and I did lives breaking down each one of their commentary every time Stephen A. showed up somewhere. I did a live breaking the whole thing down. I did a live breaking down the whole Pat McAfee. You can find that on the channel. So I gave a lot of thoughts on that. Right now, the next thing that became a huge thing, right? And I'll tell you why it was huge for me as well, was the whole business of when Stephen A. came out on First Take and he made his commentary, and you guys will hear it later about I'm not going to bring up why you weren't at Kobe Bryant's memorial. And I was like, whoa, okay. So a lot of people, really went off about that, saying, hey, that was out of bounds. You shouldn't have said that, blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, you find out that Stephen A. ends up backtracking off of that later based on the fact that I think the Washington Post, as well as the Los Angeles Times, had reported that LeBron was there. Right now, why is it a big deal to me? One, I'm an educated journalist, right? I have worked in sports journalism before. I've been in locker rooms. I've been in the post game presses. I've covered games. I've written articles with bylines, all that, right? I've done this. So I was one of the people that when I originally heard that LeBron wasn't there, I kind of ran with that. I didn't do the journalistic thing and vet it to find out whether he was or he was not. And so Stephen A., he had to back down off of that. He had to apologize, as did I. You could watch my shows and see that I went back and I said, hey, I was wrong about this. I apologized. You had some listeners who went nuts on me about, oh, you running with narratives, false narratives, blah, blah, blah. Cool. All right, cool. It's nothing to me to say I'm wrong if I'm wrong, right? That, if you're a man, you do that. No problem. So anyway, but here's the thing. This is where it starts to get funny. Now, apparently, this whole thing has gotten some people in the know, people in the journalism business to start digging, right? Now, a quick side note. LeBron has been accused of certain different things over the years, right? And he has never responded to certain things of which he's been accused, right? And the reason, in my estimation, the reason I've always said that he hasn't responded to these certain things, and you can take from that what you want, which certain things they are, is that because when you respond to certain things and then you want to take it to court and stop somebody from talking and all that, there's a part of the process called discovery. And when you get into discovery, the lawyers and the judge, they get everything. They start digging all the way down and they find out everything. Once discovery happens, you can't hide anything. So I'm thinking if there's something going on, that's part of the reason why LeBron doesn't push back on certain things, because he doesn't want discovery, right? Okay, cool. So now Kareem Duncombe, what's good? What's good? New York, stand up. New York, stand up. Good to see you, brother. So, all right, now let's go here. So with this whole business of Stephen A. accusing LeBron of not being at Kobe's memorial, and then Stephen A. backing down, having to apologize. Pablo Torre, former sports writer for ESPN and sports reporter, he actually started to dig into this, which I thought was very interesting. I was like, why did he do that? Right now, let me also say, I looked up the article from the LA Times, which said that LeBron James was at the memorial, and I found the author. And I reached out to the author on Twitter or X, or whatever you want to call it, and said, hey, I'd love to talk to you about this article of which you were the author, saying that LeBron James was at the memorial. And I would like to talk to you in regards to recent commentary made by Pablo Torre about LeBron's lack of visibility. He never responded. So I do want to say that I reached out to the author of that article for comment, right? I didn't just run with it. I tried to do my journalistic thing, which I didn't do before, and I was wrong for that. But let's hear now what Pablo Torre on his podcast had to say about all this. So if y'all are new, you'll see what I do here, because this is about an 11-minute clip. What I do is I play the clip, I stop it, we respond to the clip, and then we go forward. That's the best way to be able to involve a long clip into your content, meanwhile still having activity integration with the crowd as well as the hosts of the show. So you ready for this, Mel?
Sure, let's do it.
All right, let's get it, man.
And so this is where I need to start today before we get into our packet of research, because the question that is embedded in what Stephen A's take was there was obviously explosive. It got aggregated. There's a community note over on X, and the community note said this, quote, "This is incorrect. LeBron was in attendance, according to the Washington Post, the Los Angeles Times, and Entertainment Tonight. They all list James as among the attendees at the memorial. LeBron James requested to not be filmed at the memorial." And Stephen A. Smith, during the show, apologized on air and also on Twitter, saying that he misspoke.
Can I just ask, what is even that theory? Like, what? Why would this be a slight? Like, what are people upset about? Like, I don't know. Yeah.
So I think that the reason people are acting, and I'll get your take on this in a second, Mel. I think the reason that this is a thing, one, is because obviously no matter what LeBron wants to say now, we know there was always kind of a rift between he and Kobe, right? I think that he may have had some feelings towards the fact of Kobe's closeness to Michael Jordan, right? That he hasn't been able to reach, he hasn't able to connect with as well. This is a thing because now Stephen A got lambasted for allegedly lying about LeBron not being there, but now we're starting to get evidence that says, well, maybe Stephen A was right at all, which opens up some new questions. Questions like, if LeBron truly wasn't there, why would the Washington Post, the LA Times, two very respected organizations, lie about it? And if LeBron wasn't there, like, what is the impetus for Stephen A, knowing that he wasn't there, to have to back down and cover that up? You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Laker Nation? Good to see you. What's your thoughts on that, Mel?
So there was alluding to in the audio clip. I think someone was asking, like, why is this a big deal?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm gonna address the big deal part of it, or if it's a big deal. But I also want to say something about Stephen A. Smith. So I go with Stephen A. Smith first. First of all, I don't feel sorry for Stephen A. Smith having to come back and retract a statement, because Stephen A. Smith has. When he's on First Take and he's on his podcast, he's not doing journalistic work.
True.
He's not. He's doing soap opera work. He's doing drama. He's trying to set. He's doing entertainment. Right. He's not doing that work. He's plenty of times have brought things to First Take from horrible sources. Ballsack Sports being one of them. He got caught by Ballsack twice. Right. He does not care. And neither does most journalists. Odin Polynice was on the Odd Couple, brought something from Ballsack Sports. Ballsack Sports was catching so many people, so many famous people, so many credible sources with their pants down, and I was loving it, right? So they just put out fake. If y'all not familiar with Ballsack Sports, they put fake stories out there on Twitter, but they look real, and people just run with it. And Stephen A. Smith was getting stuff about Kyrie Irving left and right, and he couldn't wait to get on First Take, and it was all from Ballsack, right? So I don't feel sorry for him having to retract his statements, because he should have retracted everything that he lied about Kyrie about, but he never did. He never retracted those things. Neither did Olin Polynice. All of them was about Kyrie, right? So that's one part of it. You can't take what Stephen A. Smith says serious when he says unknown source or a person close to the situation. All of those things are lies. He's doing it. He just take that with a grain of salt and just say, I don't know if that's true or not, but it's funny. Cool. I'm glad you said it on First Day. It was entertaining, but don't take that for what it's worth. You know, don't think it's Bible, right? That's the Stephen A. Smith part. The LeBron part is isolated. Him not attending Kobe's memorial is his prerogative and his business. I could care less, right? The only reason why this is even something is because it's compiled with missing Dwayne Wade's big day and missing another big day for someone that, like, he's absent from a lot of important things from people that he's supposed to be close with, and it just starts to mess with his character a little bit. Like, man, what's really going on? You really not attending these people? Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure Dwayne Wade was hurt behind it. You know what I mean? So I think that's what it is. But just as an isolated event, I can care less if he was at Kobe Bryant's memorial, because we know him and Kobe Bryant wasn't close like that and tight like that.
Right. Well, to me, I think the bigger thing is it kind of speaks to, because I've said for years that LeBron is a dude that he's always just 100% about himself. Well, maybe himself and his extreme inner circle, right? So if you're not part of that or you can't do anything from him, I don't think he cares. Shout out, Steve. Appreciate you. Yeah, I don't think he cares, right? So him not being there is like, yeah, whatever. I don't need to be there. And we'll get to something else about that later that I thought was very interesting. But let's get back to Pablo Torre's commentary.
I guess that's the part I don't get. That part. Why is this a thing that merits a cover-up? What would be the failure of LeBron here that people would be upset about?
And also, if he didn't go to this funeral, what's the big deal?
Right.
Like, he's like, yeah, why? Like, why does he have to attend every basketball funeral?
This was kind of a state funeral. In the world of politics, have you ever been to a state funeral of any kind?
No, I mean, I've been to, I guess, the viewing in the rotunda, but I've never got to like go to the A-list funeral. You know,
Well,
maybe one of these days. But that is a big deal. I mean, Mark Leibovitz is like starts at the McCain funeral, and it's like all the who's sitting next to who.
Exactly.
So there is a lot of
Blah,
political drama around around these sorts of events.
Yeah. Have you ever been to an A-list funeral, Wyatt?
No, I just go to the after parties. Yeah.
This A-list service, to be very clear, LeBron's attendance at the memorial service turned out to be a subject, according to a high-level source that is close to the Lakers. Quote, a topic that people throughout the Lakers organization, top to bottom, have been grousing about for years. LeBron James, to put us back in January of 2020, right? So the tragedy happens. And LeBron James in public, he really did take the lead on being a spokesperson. He spoke up in a team meeting, reportedly saying, quote, God gave me wide shoulders for a reason. He got a tattoo of Kobe Bryant, the Mamba, posted on Instagram. And then before the Lakers' first home game after the crash, he tossed his notes aside and gave a speech at center court.
Now, I got something written down. They asked me to kind of stay on course or whatever the case may be, but Laker Nation, man, I would be selling y'all short if I read off this shit, so I'm gonna go straight from the heart.
And then he even dunked like Kobe Bryant, and he equated the dunk to the Marlon Wayans classic, The Sixth Man.
So question. So we hear him doing all that. And maybe I'm wrong here, doesn't everything this guy does seem extremely self-serving? Like everything.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't even think he can help it. Like, I think that's I don't think he's sitting down and strategically thinking, like, when I say this, I'm going to make sure it has this angle. I don't think he's purposely doing. I think he has purposely done it before, but I think for the most part, it's ingrained in him to self-stroke himself. Like he has to stroke himself, and it couldn't. Like, he got to go to therapy on why he does that.
Right.
Because I can't diagnose him right now just from the outside looking in, but there's something there deeply that he need to go and dig into and figure out, because he continues to do it. I'm like, there's no way.
Right.
Like, there's no way that this dude gives us this type of material every week. Like, there's no way he can stroke himself that many times in one interview. Like, it's unreal. It's unreal, and it's got to be some type of insecurity.
You didn't hear Mind the Game season 2 episode 1? He can. I'll be talking about that next episode, but yeah, he certainly can. All right, let's get back to the commentary from Pablo Torre.
Saying, quote, Kobe came down, put himself in my body, and gave me that dunk on that break. And even referenced the upcoming memorial himself.
Kobe came down, put
himself in his body.
Come on, man. Come on. Drama therapy was good, my brother. Was good. I mean, come on, man. But oh, my bad, Mel. I'm hating. Let me stop hating. Oh my goodness.
That's therapy right there. That's the therapy channel right there.
Facts. I mean, who says that though? Like, who really says that? All right, let's go. Let's continue.
And so what I wanted to do was just take a fact-based approach to this question, Tim and Wyatt. And so what we did here at Pablo Torre Finds Out was talk to 8 sources who are directly familiar with the situation to get to the bottom of a mystery that has been hiding, allegedly, in plain sight.
I'm fascinated.
I'm
waiting with bated breath to hear what's the result. I just want to know why Byron Scott told you all this. Or Nick Van Exel.
So this memorial service, it was Lakers executives, the producers of the Grammy Awards. It was Vanessa Bryant, Kobe's widow, Gigi's mother, all of these people in this planning group creating a live televised memorial at Staples Center.
All right, real quick. I want y'all to listen and pay attention because I'm sure there's some people in this stream who are going to think I'm just hating, who are going to think Pablo Torre didn't do the work. But listen to when he breaks down how they really, dug into this and investigated this. Now, let me be clear. Again, we have the Washington Post, the LA Times, 2 extremely credible, longtime daily periodicals in this country who both have LeBron James as being there. All right. So let's keep that in mind. So I'm not saying he wasn't there. I'm not saying that. But I'm also saying there is a credible case that maybe he wasn't. So let's continue.
In the arena itself, that was intended, again, to be both very personal, but also incomparable in how A-list and exclusive and produced the whole spectacle was going to be. It was February 24th, 2020, which happens to have been the day my daughter was born. So Violet came into the world. I missed all of this. And so
you didn't have the memorial on in the hospital?
second screen. Yeah, it was the view of my wife's birth canal and then Michael Jordan crying.
Yeah, that would have been good Instagram content.
And I'm just investigating these claims to be very, very clear on a purely factual basis. Like, I'm not here to talk about motives. But claim number 1, there's a video of Diana Taurasi, who spoke at the memorial, UConn basketball star, one of the great women's basketball players ever. And she told a joke while complimenting 11-year-old Gigi Bryant and her level of skill. And it sounded like this.
I mean, who has a turn-away fadeaway jumper at 11? LeBron barely got it today.
It's a roast, which is a pretty good joke, a pretty bold joke from Taurasi, from the GOAT. And she does, by the way, gesture off screen left. But what we did, of course, was look at multiple angles of the broadcast of that very direction at various points in the broadcast. And no LeBron James. You see Pau Gasol.
James Worthy.
You see James Worthy. That's right.
James Worthy, your source.
Kuz. That is
Kuz
not
looking
what I'd
good.
say.
Kuz is out
Kuz
there.
is wearing the big glasses, the big sunglasses.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So notice what they said, right? Not only did they look in the direction that Diana Taurasi gestured, they did it at various points throughout the ceremony from all different camera angles. So they're not being lazy with this, Mel.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, let's go on.
Is he also wearing those super long sleeves?
I like to think that his black tie was super long sleeves as well.
Like, this is a common tactic, a rhetorical tactic. You're gesturing at somebody. I don't think there's anything to go with there.
No visible LeBron at all in the photography. And then what I did was confirm with multiple sources that Diana Taurasi never saw LeBron James at the memorial that day.
This is a key word when you're dealing with journalism. Confirmed with multiple sources. Multiple. So you didn't just go ask her, hey, did you see LeBron? She could have missed him for whatever reason. Multiple sources. Did Diana Taurasi tell you that she saw LeBron James? Multiple sources. So now we're getting what's called corroboration. That's a big thing when you're dealing with journalism.
So this person held up as the proof, did not see LeBron that day. So claim number 2, that LeBron James was there, but he chose to be left off camera. And what we did was we talked to a lead producer on the memorial, a longtime awards show producer named Ron Basile. Ron Basile helped coordinate everything from Beyonce's 6:40 a.m. sound check to Michael Jordan's eulogy.
Now, this right here is big to me because whenever you hear somebody use a name, that means they have full confidence in the information they're putting out there. They're not saying, someone told me. They're not saying I was told by someone close to the situation. And I'm not saying that those things aren't viable as a journalist, but when you hear someone say a name, you can have confidence that that's what was said, because it's very easy to go find that person and say, hey, did you say this?
Fair.
And the producer told us when we asked him about any directive from LeBron James about having him on camera, quote, "The off-camera thing is bullshit."
Okay, so Mel, I don't know if you heard it before, but that whole thing about off camera was allegedly LeBron was there, but he requested to be off camera. So let me ask you this, man. When have we known LeBron to ever request not to be on camera? We know that he's very, very smart about maximizing his media exposure. What's your thoughts on that?
Shoot, man, that's a good question. I mean, would we know if he ever requested it before? I mean, maybe he has in the past. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. Is it likely with his personality, what we know about it? I mean, it's different circumstances. It's a death of someone a peer, and people got different responses to that, man. Like, honestly, I'm a pretty tough dude emotionally myself, but I don't like funerals and memorials and all that stuff, man. So if it wasn't for me having to be there for the family, I probably wouldn't show up either. Right. So let's say he has that type of thought process when it comes to death, and he wanted to be there to show support, but maybe he didn't want to be on camera. Maybe I don't want to be filmed in that vulnerable light. It ain't like he can gain any type of narrative from having the camera show him crying or not crying. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. My whole thing is I'm not really charging LeBron James as tough as everyone else is charging him if he was there or not, or even if he was lying about it. It's just I don't think it's that big of a deal for real. It's really not.
I think it is, because I think it speaks to how he moves and doesn't move if he wants to take the credit for being there when he really wasn't. Like, to me personally,
did he say he was there?
No, he didn't. He ducked around that, and we'll get to that as this goes on. But I mean, he's taking credit for it being said that he was there, right? He's gonna get credit for that.
He's taking the liberty to be quiet about it.
Correct. So let me say this, right? I understand when you say you don't see it as a big deal whether he was there or not. He may have had, different, he may grieve in a different way, etc. Right? But here's the thing. How I look at that is this. When you're in certain positions, you have certain responsibilities. And even though you don't want to be in certain places, you have to be there, right? When I was in the military, I was like an E5. I was a sergeant, 3 stripes. And I was the head of the communications section, right? I don't know what you guys call it in the Navy, but I was the S6 NCOIC. And they had like a military ball type thing. I asked my commander, hey, sir, do I have to go? He said, no, you don't have to go. You're only E5, no big deal. I said, cool. I wasn't going to go. The E8 from down the hall, she came and said, Hope, you going to the military ball, right? I said, the commander said I don't have to go. She said, no, you have to go. You're a section NCO. You have to go, right? I said, sorry, commander said I don't have to go. She said, you're going. I went. The point I'm trying to make is when you're in certain positions, even though you don't want to do certain things, you got to be there, right? And so LeBron, being the current face of the Lakers, in that situation, whether he wanted to be there or not, it was expected of him to be there, being that NBA royalty was all there, and he's one of those guys. See what I'm saying? I think that's part of the reason it's a big deal.
I do, but I just think it's just it's just different. I mean, it's different, man. It really is. Like I honestly think just the relationship between LeBron and Kobe, and just LeBron's snakish ways, I think it was better for him not to be there. Like I don't know any family member that I don't even know any Lakers past Lakers that played from Kobe and before Kobe. I don't even know any Lakers that want LeBron presence to be there.
Okay.
That's just like going from Kobe's parents, Kobe's daughters, Rob Pelinka, Phil Jackson, Kobe's wife, Shaq, Kareem, Worthy, Magic. I don't think none of those people look at LeBron like that, and probably was like, yeah, there's no need for you to be here.
That's crazy.
You have no relationship with Kobe, no connection, no real connection to where we need you here.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I really don't.
Interesting. All right. Well, let's continue.
End quote. And so I want to be careful here, but he wasn't stage left. He wasn't off camera. And we can further tell you that according to 2 additional independent high-level sources involved in the planning of this whole event who were in attendance, what they tell us here at Pablo Torre finds out is that they did not see LeBron in the building. They don't know of a single person who did see him in the building. And one of the people who did not see LeBron at all that day was, in fact, Lakers owner Jeannie Buss.
Okay. All right. Let's put everybody else to the side. We know Jeannie has been repping hard body for LeBron from the beginning. We don't find it odd that even if he was there, he wouldn't go say hello to the owner. Even if nobody else saw him, he wouldn't go see Jeannie. Does that that one is iffy? Jeannie Buss didn't see this dude. And again, I'm not saying he wasn't there. I'm just saying now we getting this proliferation of people who are saying they never saw him. Doesn't that get weird? It's hard to miss a guy who's 6'9", 260, right? It's hard to miss that.
I think what's more weird is that no one that was allegedly asked if they seen LeBron, knowing what it could imply if they said no, were not willing to lie and say they did. Like for Jeannie Buss to be the owner of the Lakers and not cover LeBron and say, yeah, I seen LeBron. The fact that she would just offer that no up like that lets me know how the Lakers really feel about LeBron.
Well, if they really feel that way about LeBron, why has she continued to deal with LeBron in the manner that she has for the time that he's been there? And to the point of saying,
you ever heard anybody make a deal with the devil?
Fair enough.
It's business.
That's crazy. All right, let's go ahead.
So, as one of the sources who spent that morning in the event's VIP areas says of LeBron, quote, "There's no fucking way he was there. If he was there, he was Casper the Ghost."
Wow.
End quote. My source, by the way, is that I don't care how anyone believe at all.
That part's a lie.
James, the face of the Lakers, who got
say that again for me, Mel.
That part's a lie. That's an unknown source. That's a lie.
Well, see, here's the thing, right? As someone who can be on both sides of this thing, you can't always name your source. You can't. And so I'm not the person to always jump and say if somebody doesn't name their source, they're lying. Like you can't just, when athletes are like, name your source. If a journalist worth his salt names his source, he'll never have another one. Like,
but it's still my prerogative as a person receiving it to block it out and be like, that's not real.
It is, but I mean, again, like what I'm trying to say is that, what's up, Aja Morris? You can't always name your source. That's all I'm trying to say. It's just not. It's not viable in that business.
Right, and I'm not a journalist, so I'm not going by journalistic rules. I'm going by the rules that the only rules I can follow is common sense and street smarts.
Okay,
and I'd be an idiot for someone to bring something to me just in the regular life and say, I got this important message to tell you. I can't tell you where I got it from though. Well, I can't do nothing with it then. There's no point in you telling me. There's no point in you telling me. Like, hey, look, listen, I need you to go on 3rd Street, wait there for 5 minutes. There's an unknown source that said they're going to be there. I can't do that. No, why would I do that? No, I need a name.
Well, I mean,
I need a name, or the information is not valuable to me.
Okay, maybe you, but like, let's look at it before we get back to the thing. Let's look at it even in law enforcement, right? Most of the time, very few people know an undercover, right? Know who the undercover is or who the source is, right? But you get whole units of officers and people moved to do a certain thing based on a tip they got from a source. That's life. A lot of things happen based on sources that are unnamed. Am I right?
You can say that, but it won't hold up in court. I can't go to court and say, hey, now we're in the court of law where we're trying to actually come to a judgment on this thing. And hey, this key information that's part of this case, I can't even call the witness or the source to the stand for that person to even be questioned. That's how horrible an unnamed source is. If it's a prosecutor and a defense, there's no name or face to put the information to where both people can scrutinize it. Both people can question it. I can't question that source. You get what I'm saying? What if the source was someone that absolutely hates LeBron?
Right. No, I'm not.
I can't judge it.
Wrong. I'm just saying, like, as a journalist, like, you can't publicly name that source if they don't want to be named. Their editor.
I respect that in the journalistic world. Fans don't live in that world. Fans live in the real world. Only people who respect that are journalists, and that's a different circle of world to live in. I don't live in that world. I don't have to respect it the way a journalist do. Just like I don't have to respect the rules in Hollywood the way a person in the Hollywood circle does. I don't have to respect the rules that go on in Singapore because I don't live in Singapore. Right. So I'm glad you're telling me that, but I go by a whole different set of rules.
Okay.
And my set of rules is if you don't name your source, I'm not taking any of that information, because only thing unnamed source information does is it gives a person to lean the way they already wanted to lean. If I'm leaning left and you give me information to help me support me leaning left and say it's an unnamed source, I'm gonna respect it. But if you give me information from unnamed source to lean right and I want to lean left, I dismiss it. So unnamed sources only help you lean the way you wanted to lean in the first place.
That's an interesting perspective. We'll agree to disagree on that. All right, let's get back to the.
Got the tattoo, gave the speech at center court, threw away his notes, was the face of mourning for this person. What LeBron did not do was what LeBron himself had chosen to do in the weeks before. LeBron did not take center stage at all. And multiple high-level sources told us that LeBron was not invited to speak at Kobe's memorial. We had a third source involved in the planning of this, go back to an early wish list of speakers and performers. This was shared between the Lakers, Vanessa Bryant, event producers. And as this third source puts it, quote, he's not on the list. Vanessa's on all these emails. It wasn't just the Lakers. It was a family thing. There was a lot of emotion. The word LeBron isn't even in here. We did reach out to LeBron's camp, and they did not comment, which is totally fair. They also wanted to make clear that they're not talking about anything that has to do with Stephen A. Smith. But LeBron's agent, Rich Paul, told Stephen A. Smith himself at the time that LeBron was, quote, in his own space. A very carefully worded answer for was LeBron at the memorial service. And LeBron was asked for comment at Lakers practice by ESPN's Dave McMenamin the day after the memorial. And LeBron's answer is conveniently on tape.
So this is what I thought was really interesting. So Dave McMenamin, and he's a guy that capes up for LeBron a lot, writes for writes for ESPN, I think covers the Lakers. And so he asked him directly, was he there? Let's hear what LeBron had to say.
Did you attend the ceremony? Like I said, man, it's just, I respect your question, for sure. Very emotional day, very tough day for myself, for my family, for everyone involved. One thing I can come out of saying how strong and how bold, how powerful Vanessa is. To stand up there the way she did, to give the speech the way she gave that speech. I commend her. My heart is with their family still, with his 3 daughters that's still here, his wife, with his mom and dad, his sister. It was just a very difficult day, obviously, celebration, but it's a difficult day for all of us. I appreciate it.
So
before we go on, let me ask you, Mel. We heard all this round the mulberry bush talk and all of that. How hard would it have been for LeBron to just answer yes or no when asked if he attended the ceremony? How hard would that
be? If it would have been very easy for him to just say yes or no, and just from everything that we have to observe. If I had to make an educated guess on whether he was there or not, my answer would be no.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he was there. That's just my opinion. I don't think he was there. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get everything you say about why it wasn't a big deal, so on and so forth. But that right there, that particular clip has me like, why couldn't he just say yes or no? Like, that wasn't difficult at all. My man talked for 2 minutes about nothing. Like, and see, really though, this is where like they teach you as a reporter, and this is where a guy like Rob Parker, people don't like him because he would have pushed back and said, okay, LeBron, but were you there? Yes or no? And Dave McMenamin just let that ride. Like, even if he walks away or doesn't answer, you have to push back as a reporter in that sphere. And, you have to be like, okay, well, did he answer? Was he there or not? Let's try to get that answer. You know what I mean? And they didn't.
Right.
Just let him live with that. I didn't like that at all.
But that answer was diabolical and horrible. I mean, it was crazy. That was crazy.
Right? What was all that? That had nothing to do with anything that he was asked. He was asked very simply, were you there?
You know what? That reporter might have been thinking, this response is so telling.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have to come with a follow-up. Like, what you said speaks for itself. That tells everything you need to know. You know what I'm saying? The stuttering, not getting to the point, the not answering the question. That's all. I don't even have to ask again.
Mm-hmm.
He gave us everything we needed.
Fair enough. I know I would have. Let's continue.
You heard what?
That he wasn't there. The guy, the white guy in the corner with the cell phone, who was taping it, his face kind of reflected everything, which was kind of like, I don't think you're actually answering. But like, why are you talking about this? Like, what is your non-answer? So I don't know, but it seems like it would be a no to me.
So did y'all see that guy's face? Did y'all see that? He's like, what?
He couldn't believe it.
Like, what is he talking about? This is insane, We're going to open up the phone lines in a bit, y'all. I think I probably saw somebody try to call in there. Hang on. We're almost done with this part, and we're going to open up the phone lines. We're going to take as many calls as people want to give, because I would love to hear what people have to think about this. But let's go ahead and finish up this clip.
Yeah, was there not a follow-up question?
That's where it was left for roughly 5 years until I realized that this would be a thing that no one had actually followed up on satisfactorily. And by the way, what I want to make very clear is that I don't think that LeBron was obligated to do anything. There is stuff under the surface here that I can't fully definitively say.
Vanessa Bryant is the key source here, so I don't know who your sources are, but it is notable that in his answer, he goes rightly into a very lavish compliment of her.
He was like,
as a person, and her, and it was a great celebration. And it feels like that'd be the point person to untangle this. I don't know if you know this. When Trump won the first time, and I went to a place of dark depression where I was like, I should quit politics. Through a friend, I interviewed with the Lakers to be their flack.
Is that right?
And I had an interview with them and with Jeannie and them. It was very pleasant. It wasn't really a fit for a variety of reasons. But like, I'm hearing this whole story and like imagining that alternate life for me. I'm like trying to spin this on. I'm like, who am I spinning for right now? Jeannie or LeBron or Kobe's legacy? And Pablo's calling me. And I'm happy to be on this side of the mic, I guess, and to not be a Lakers flack trying to navigate the Kremlinology of the Kobe funeral.
So that was the clip that I wanted to share with y'all. But I thought that when I heard it and I watched this episode of Pablo Torre's show, I just thought it was so interesting, like how much of this stuff really pushes back. So that, I guess, leads me to some questions. Like, let's say LeBron wasn't there. Hypothetically, let's say he wasn't there. Why would the Washington Post and LA Times both lie about it? Those are really respected publications. Does he have that much media juice that he's got them lying about it, like that would be crazy.
Yeah, it appears he do though. I mean, but he ain't the only one. I think anybody that's a billionaire and got a lot of resources financially. I mean, I'm you know, and we just saying Elon Musk buy America from Donald Trump. So money talks, man. So if you can buy the White House, I'm pretty sure you can buy a publication or a magazine or newspaper.
Okay.
Or editor.
Yeah, I think that's crazy, man. I do. And then, you know, excuse me. So you're looking at that. And then my next question is, do you think Stephen A. Smith knows what the real deal is about this whole situation? And why would he back down and apologize if he knows that it's not true?
I don't think Stephen A. Smith knows much of anything. I think he knows what the bosses tell him because he keep calling them the bosses. I think Stephen A. Smith has stretched himself so thin in all of the things he's trying to do for money. Now he's getting into the politics space. And I just think that this sports things is so beneath him, and he feels like he's such a goat at it. I don't even think he actually puts much effort toward it no more. Like he's just freestyling everything now. Like, you know, I do this for money. I just secured $100 million contract with ESPN, but it's so easy. I can study the politics so I can get into that lane, and I can study grabbing another bag with my podcast. Like he's such into the business world and rubbing elbows with Jerry Jones and owners of that. Like he really sees himself as a billionaire type, Magic Johnson type person, and he's rubbing elbows and he's walking into those spaces. He don't have time to watch games. He don't have time to do his homework. He don't have time to be a real journalist and do interviews. He's not talk like I got a phone call. I ain't got to go in the locker room and talk to a player. I just text one of these owners.
Right. Yeah.
I text an owner and get the information I want. I got to do it the easy way instead of doing it the grind and doing it the way he came up doing it. Stephen A. Smith is not doing it. He knows nothing. And whatever, like everything that he was reporting on the Brooklyn situation about Kyrie and KD was coming from Josiah. And who the hell would trust Josiah? It was Josiah and Sean Marks. That's who he was rubbing elbows with. He wasn't asking anyone in the locker room. He wasn't calling KD. They don't respect him. He can't call the players. He's a snitch. The players aren't feeding him information unless it's people like Kendrick Perkins who wants a job later on, because Kendrick Perkins was feeding him stuff about Kevin Durant and OKC Thunder and Serge Ibaka and Russell Westbrook, and he was feeding him that nonsense, and he was inviting him on First Take to spew that nonsense, and then and behold, when he retired, he had a job on ESPN, right? So grimy, dumbass players like Kendrick Perkins might feed him some information that don't be accurate either. But there's not a lot of players that's go talk to Stephen A. Smith, so he don't know nothing. Okay. He don't know nothing. I don't trust one thing that comes from Stephen A. Smith when he say he got a source, because I know he don't have one, or he has a source that we'll rather not hear from.
Wow. No, I think he's got a lot more connections than people think. And even if players aren't necessarily talking to him, he can hear stuff that's being said, right? Stuff will get back to him.
How when he's at lunch with Sean Hannity, or he's at lunch with freaking Bill O'Reilly or something like that, those are the people he talks to. He ain't getting no real information from them. I can get more accurate information by going to a barbershop in Philly about what's going on with Philly.
So true. But if you remove yourself by a couple of people, right? I'm cool with this guy, who's cool with that guy, who's cool with said player. Like I can eventually funnel the information back to me, even if people are not speaking to me directly, right? There's ways to get information, even if people are not.
Is compromised. You can't trust him no more. He's compromised. And let me give you this scenario.
Okay.
Right. Let's say it got so bad in America that they really was like, we got to separate. We're giving all black slave descendants reparations.
Okay.
We're going to give y'all the whole state of California. Y'all can start your own sovereign nation in Cali. Name it what you want to name it. And the people who want to go can go, and the people who don't want to go will stay. And let's say someone like Stephen A. Smith stays with America, and then we go and we start our new nation on our own land.
Mm-hmm.
Would you trust Stephen A. Smith if he just one day came knocking on our doorsteps and was like, "I'm back, baby.
Good
I'm
enough.
back.
That's a
I'm
good.
back." You know what I'm saying? He comes in and he start asking questions. Hey man, so how do y'all do everything here? Who like, you know, what are y'all war plan? Like, would you trust giving him any information?
Right. There could be a very good chance that he might be taking it back to the other side.
Exactly. Well, that's what I just described is what Stephen A. Smith is to athletes. They don't trust him. Nobody trusts him.
But remember what I said about being removed by a couple of levels, right? A couple of links from the people that are providing the information. So that's what I was saying. Like, information can get back to you if you finagle it properly, right? Information can get back to you just because they're not giving it directly to you. I think
every information that someone gives to Stephen A. Smith, they're only giving it to him because they know he got a big mouth and they can get it out there. It might not be true, right? I don't trust anything that comes out of his mouth because he's tainted, and everyone that's using him for a voice box are tainted as well. Nobody real is talking to Stephen A. Smith. That's the point. Nobody real is talking to him.
Yeah, but so that's
the information that's coming out of his mouth ain't real.
Okay. So, I mean, again, we can agree to disagree because I think my main premise is that people don't have to be talking directly to him for him to get information. But let's go ahead. Do you have anything else you kind of wanted to add on Pablo Torre's comments and, you know, this whole business before we open up these phone lines? Because I'm sure there's some people.
Now let's open them up.
All right, let's do it. All right, y'all, we're going to go ahead, open up the phone lines, put the number right here on the screen, 904-219-8264, 904-219-8264. If you haven't called before, make sure you save the number and call back. All right, let's get it. Caller from Ohio, how you doing? This is the Format Podcast. Hello?
Can you hear me?
There we go. Sorry about that. What you got, caller from Ohio?
Well, I'm going to just say this, man, when it comes to LeBron and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why he ain't really saying nothing, and he's trying to beat around the bush, and he already kind of hinted to it. Him and Kobe didn't have a relationship,
right?
So I understand. I ain't even shocked that because I don't think he was there either. Because this is one thing for sure: if he was there, regardless of what, the camera would have showed him. Regardless of what, he didn't have to be doing anything. He could have just been sitting in his chair.
Mm-hmm.
The camera would have went to him and showed him, just like they showed Curry,
right?
They showed Shaq, and they showed everybody else.
That's what I'm thinking.
This
I don't think there's any way LeBron could have hidden, no matter what he requested. At some point, even swinging by, panning, whatever, he would have got caught on
anything.
Camera.
They would have shown that man being there for the simple fact that a star Laker just died, and he is not only just the face of the league, but he plays for that team.
Correct.
They would have shown him.
Right.
Bingo. They would have showed him. If you wasn't there, okay. But I think what the main situation is, as far as why he's lying about it, or not trying to acknowledge the fact that he wasn't there, and it's because he's trying to paint this picture of he don't want to ruffle any feathers, because there's a lot of people that are invested in him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This is a business.
Yes,
you get what I'm saying? So, if Sean Connery made James Bond what it is, and then you the next dude that's up to the table, you know what I'm saying? And we're trying to paint this picture that, you just as good as, the original, as the standard, and whoopty-whoopty-woo, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? This you work for somebody. There's certain things you can't do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that's not going to get out. You know what I'm saying? So the same reason that LeBron because this is the thing too when it comes to LeBron and Stephen A. Really, to me, they kind of the same anyway. It's just that Stephen A. he's that in the media.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I do agree that he does have sources, because Stephen A. don't have to be in the locker rooms no more. He got connections.
Agreed.
So all he got to do is either make a phone call. Somebody can make a phone call to him, and best believe it's not just no phone call.
Mm-hmm.
There's other stuff that goes into it. You know what I'm saying?
So, caller, what good is your connections when you can't state who they are? Like if every time he comes on there, it says it's a anonymous source or a source close to the situation, or he can't never put a name to it, what good is it? What good is that connection? You get what I'm saying? Like people need to know that. Like when he was reporting on Brooklyn,
name to it for it to be beneficial for him.
And he was telling people, I know for a fact that Kevin Durant is the only reason why Kyrie Irving is still in Brooklyn and why they ain't traded him. He's stopping them from trading him. And when he was saying all this stuff, I want to know who was telling you that.
I understand you want to know, but see, that's the thing, man. When you got connections, you can't always just do whatever you want or just be like, oh, I'm going, because people now ain't gonna mess with you.
Well, stop saying stuff about it then. Stop bringing it to ESPN. You're not working as a journalist. If you're writing a story, all right. So and this is why there's certain steps and filters before somebody can print a story. Like you're writing it. It goes to an editor. It goes probably to another editor, and it's a lot of steps before it can actually get printed out there. So once it gets printed, that gives the people some type of warm and fuzzy, trustworthy feeling that it went through the proper channels before it got printed. So I can trust it a little bit more than someone is just getting up on ESPN and just freestyling saying without anyone saying you can or can't say that because it's not true. I made sure that you vetted that and all that stuff. No. So when you're getting on ESPN and just running your mouth and saying you're an anonymous source, I can't take that serious like someone who print a paper story. That's totally different. So what Stephen A. Smith is doing is because he worked as a journalist before. The fact that he's on ESPN is giving the illusion that he's still working with journalistic integrity, and he's not.
But he's built credibility with people, which is why he's able to do that. When it comes to business,
it's an illusion. It's an illusion to the people. He may have connections, but he don't have to actually have connections with some of these stores. He can just go to ESPN and say it, and just because we assume that he got connections, we're going to trust it. That's why he came on there with that ball sack sports story 3 times. You understand? He reported false stories from ball sack sports 3 times on national TV in front of millions. You understand? He did that and cited that was an anonymous source, and we found out it was ball sack sports. How can you trust that again?
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough, no doubt. Let's do this. Hey, caller from Ohio, man. I appreciate your call. What's your name so I can lock you in?
This is Ronnie.
Ronnie? I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call, Ronnie. Hang on, and we'll go ahead and we'll get to the next one, man. Appreciate you.
Have a good one.
All right, man. All right, I saw a caller from California, caller from Chicago. Go ahead, call us back. Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying, Mel. Tawdry Beast, what's going on? How you doing, man?
It's good, man. How y'all fellas doing?
Maintaining. Thanks for the call. What you got?
I'm agreeing with your brother there. As last time I called you, I told you I worked in the entertainment game.
Yes, I remember.
And I think the problem with Stephen A. is y'all saw how Fox got sued for essentially telling a bunch of lies. Mm-hmm. They had to come back and say they was entertainment television.
Yeah. About the election, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I remember.
This is the problem, and we talked a little bit about this last time. Problem with ESPN right now and Disney. They don't blur the line.
Yeah.
Between journalism,
and opinion,
and entertainment, and reality TV. It's like a trifecta.
Mm-hmm.
They don't blur the line so freaking much. It's chaos.
Mm-hmm.
It's chaos, and Stephen A. kind of personifies it.
I can see that.
And last time we spoke, we came to the kind of conclusion at the end by Hopkins says we told me, we realized, why is Stephen A. always at the center of these beefs? And
now that's a good point.
Why does LeBron have so much beef? Mm-hmm. Because they're both constantly in this weird realm of reality, journalism, sport, television. It's messy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like Adam Silver likes the soap opera.
Absolutely. And I'll say this, right? I don't think you've been around for like the last few shows, but I'll say this. He loves the soap opera. Why? Because the NFL draft is coming up. Normally the NFL would be killing right now. And since the Luka Lakers trade, the NBA has had the sports world on smash. First, it was the trade. Then it was the LeBron and Stephen A. beef. Now you got this, was LeBron at Kobe's memorial. So the NBA has been getting more traction during the last couple of months than it has in a long time during this part of the year. And so Adam Silver is loving it. That's why he's not even stressing it. He's letting this cook.
You know, and that's a strategy.
Yes, sir.
I just don't know big picture. I haven't looked at the upfront or the stats really in a long time, but it just feels like the NBA is still really, really, in terms of fan support, it's still really held down by my generation, Gen X, held down by early millennials. Where is he going with all this? Because he's turning off a lot of people who grew up with a different version of NBA.
Well, I think honestly, there's two things going on here, Tawdry Beast, and then I'm gonna let you go. I think the two things: one, he wants that international appeal, right? So he's got to get all the attention possible, right? Because he wants to make sure that they pull in all the global dollars they can. And two, there's another generation after the ones you just mentioned, a generation that's growing up now that is saying, okay, we need to go ahead and we need to get in a position where we can get their money. They're starting to get to a point where they can have disposable income. They're going to be the next generation. We need to market to them. That's my thought.
I just don't know if it's working.
Well, you won't know yet. You got to wait a little bit. You won't know yet. But listen, I appreciate the call, man. We got some people calling.
All right, man.
Hey, thank you so much for checking it out, brother. Thank you so much.
No worries, brother.
All right. Caller from Texas, I saw you. Caller from Cali, I saw you. Caller from Chicago, go ahead, call us back. We're going to take these one at a time. Yeah, Mel, what was your thoughts on what I just had to say about why Adam Silver is letting this cook?
Letting what cook? The fact that people don't think LeBron showed up to the memorial?
All this stuff.
I mean, you can address everything. You know what I mean? Like, I guess some stuff, if you address it, you make it worse. You know what I mean? Like if someone came out with an allegation that you've been a thief right now, I mean, like, are you gonna chase that down and address it?
Nah, I don't know, man.
It's got to do a lot of damage to something that, like as far as Adam Silver, it's got to do a lot of damage financially for him to address it. Like, it's not, he got bigger fish to fry. It's not hurting the bottom line for the NBA.
Right. Caller from Cali, call us back, man. Sorry, I missed you there. Caller from Cali, I see you. Call us back. But yeah, no, you're right. I just think that all of this is bringing attention to the NBA, and it's right now no such thing as bad publicity. He's going to take it because, the NBA for a few years now has been struggling in terms of that. So he's going to take it. Remember, and I know you're someone who talked about this when he was questioned about the what do you call it, the TV ratings, and he spoke about the engagement, right? So he fully believes in engagement, and he's getting tons of it right now. Steve, what's going on, my man? How you doing?
Happening, fellas. Shout out, Mel. What's up, bro?
What's good, brother?
Not much, man. Well, I've enjoyed the conversation. The chat took an awkward turn. We got some wild people going stupid. I don't know why. Damn, man. Some dirty shit. Anyway, the convo's been good. I agree. Mel made some good points. Like, this circus, like, on both sides, like, I said this a long time ago, Bruce, when I called in. I think they're both acting like females. I'm gonna behave. But I do think there's fairness to this, where it's like, this is just getting petty. It's drama and attention seeking at this point on both ends. But to address the context of the ceremony and what what's his name, Pablo, whatever he was covering.
Pablo Torre, yeah.
Pablo, thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean to butcher his name. But yeah, man, I think it's fair to say, like, it is lame that this has even got to this far. Like, Stephen A. is petty over the way LeBron confronted him, and he's like talking about this stuff in the media now to kind of like get back at him. But if we're going to address the situation, I think it's fair to say, I think one of the earlier callers said, LeBron has the type of status that, like, he's like, RIP when Kobe was alive, if MJ somewhere, if Tiger Woods is somewhere, if there's some prominent guy out and about in a setting with cameras, like the cameras are going to be drawn to someone like LeBron. Exactly. He would have video evidence of him being there. All of these reporters, all of these witnesses, the fact that he himself can't even answer the question that he was in attendance. I think we can make a fair assumption. It's dangerous to assume, but I think it's fair to make a fair assumption that he probably wasn't there. I think he ignored answering the question when that reporter asked him, because I think he knows, because he's very methodical when it comes to the media. He knows if he said he wasn't there, that was going to bring a circus of media attention in a negative way towards him. And he does everything in his power to avoid that, to control that narrative. Let's be honest, man, with all this circulating and everybody talking about it, every news outlet, every sports, everybody's talking about it. See, we have Twitter. It's 2025. We have X or Twitter, whatever it's called. He could put out a tweet at any time and address this. He could say, like, I can end the rumors right now. Mm-hmm. This was me here at attendance. Mm-hmm. Here's a picture of me here, or I can at least, put my name on this claim. So yes, I was here. Mm-hmm. He has how many millions and millions of followers? Unfortunately, Twitter is basically like, it's not true journalism, but it's like, it is a media outlet in a way where you can get information circulated globally in a very fast way. So if he wanted to put an end to this, he could do it with the click of a few buttons on his phone at any time. I just think it's fair to say, given all the personal accounts, all the video cameras that were in the arena during that ceremony, I think it's fair to say he wasn't there. And I think somebody may have mentioned it in the chat. I can't remember if a caller said it, but the fact that he wasn't asked to speak is probably, in my opinion, given his behavior patterns, granted, in my opinion, given the way he behaves, he has a very narcissistic way about him. He's very attention-seeking. The fact that he wasn't asked to speak may have been a deterrent for him to not go. Now, being what it is, I have a hard time, believing at this point, even though I do think this is a crazy thing to even talk about. Like, it's pretty petty of Stephen A. Because you were upset about him confronting you, you got to go on this media tour now. What do they call it? The Taylor Swift tour, and talk about all this stuff. It's like, if this was a big deal, why didn't you talk about it back when it was occurring? So it just shows me, because Mel was talking, and I agree with him, like, Stephen A. is very disingenuous. It's hard to trust him. He's petty. Like, why wouldn't you talk about this?
That's
this
fair
is
too.
A big deal. And then the fact that LeBron confronted you publicly, and now your feelings are hurt. Now you want to hold this over his head. So it just tells me you've covered him disingenuously this whole time. So like,
that's a very good point, man. That's a very good. The point that he's pulling out all these, like, there are some big guns now, means you've been holding this in since forever. And I think the people deserve. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you was trying to preserve LeBron James and protect him from bringing this type of information out and bringing it to the limelight, then continue to do that. Don't wait because he punched you.
He steps on your back. Now you're going to be petty and hold it over his head like leverage. It's like, if you were doing your job to begin with, why were you protecting him to begin with? You weren't being genuine to your journalistic duties to begin with. So that's why I agree with Mel. Like, I'm not a LeBron guy.
No, I got
but
you.
This is where, and we've talked privately too. Like, I have my grievances with Stephen A. where it's like, I don't take him seriously, and I hate to bring him up because I'm not a Whitlock guy myself, but it's like, this dude done lied about his entire college career, his entire basketball background. Like, it's like, man, I can't put much stock in it. And to be honest with you, on LeBron's end, I mean, he's been caught lying how many times as well, Bruce? He's done shows. I don't know. It's like, it's just really, it's pathetic.
Agreed.
And it's like, you got two lying entities. One is the face of the NBA, and one is the face of sports media right now. And it's like, this is where we're at in society. Like, this is what it's come to. Like,
bottom line, we got two pieces of shit airing their grievances out in public. And the fans don't win in this either because it's two pieces of shit that the ancestors would have left behind if we was in 200 years before. Harriet Tubman would have tied them up to a tree and left them. We don't need neither one of these pieces of shit.
Oh man, it's ridiculous.
God.
It's ridiculous.
You know what, Steve? My bad. Let me interrupt you real quick, Steve, and then I got to let you go, man. We got other calls coming in. But let me say this, man. I do agree with most of what you said because if you remember, because you're always around this show and you hear what I have to say, one of the things that irks me about Stephen A. in this whole situation, he's revealing the fact that you know all of this, but you've been lying about LeBron this whole time with your whole shenanigans and your whole spiel about wonderful father and then all the things. When you know that you believe that Stephen A. knows that he believes that LeBron is a shady character, but he's still pushing the narrative. And that right there is very disturbing to me. But, you know, we got what we got.
Yeah, man. How can you say he's a great father and one? Now, I'm not criticizing or judging LeBron's father ability. Like, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm using Stephen A.'s quote. It's like, you're going to kiss his whole ass and talk about how he's a great father, this and that, and then in the next week, because of all this, now you're saying he's a snake. So what is it?
Yeah, no, great point.
So again, I'm not judging the man and how he fathers his children. That's all. I'm just using Stephen A.'s own verbiage.
I got you.
in the public light. But I
gotta let you
shout
go,
out,
Steve,
Mel.
man. I appreciate it, though.
Appreciate you, Bruce. Y'all keep it rolling. I'll be in the chat.
No doubt. Thanks for the call, brother.
Yep.
All right. Okay, caller from Texas, I saw you. My bad, we were finishing up that one. Nino, I saw you. Caller from Cali. There we go. Nino, what's good, my brother? How are you?
What's going on, man?
Maintaining, man. Good to see you in the chat, man.
I'm kind of relieved. I'm kind of disappointed.
Talk to me.
Well, this goes back to I'm gonna be honest. It makes sense for you to do this, Bruce.
Okay.
You know why?
Why?
Because you got a good product and you need the rating.
Yeah.
We trying to get off the ground.
That's right.
But my problem has always been this is kind of stuff that ESPN and Sports Center and Fox talks about.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll talk about it. Well, you got some of the best basketball games, possible playoff contention, all this going on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
no,
I don't care about if one went to the funeral to people. This is what we do with superstars. I'm a Lebron fan, but people say, y'all act like these guys are bigger than life. Well, no, I think we treat them this way. What the hell is the family when LeBron went to Kobe Field? I'm a LeBron fan. I don't care if he went to Kobe Field. And Kobe ain't boys. I mean, he said they got it cool, but to go to the funeral, you need to be family. Kobe's parents didn't speak at the funeral. What the hell, LeBron didn't speak at the funeral?
Mm-hmm.
And if he didn't go because he didn't speak, he out of line. But just the news part of it, this the kind of stuff that ESPN Fox talks about. I really don't got no opinion on if he win or not. Because he never say he win. Right? And people say, well,
Nino, you there? I lost you. Think we lost him. Nino, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, we lost you for a second. Yeah, go ahead, land the plane.
And people say he need an answer if he will or not. Can you tell me this? Why did he got an answer if he went to Kobe funeral or not?
So
maybe y'all change my mind.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, I talked about it earlier. I think it's just a function of when you are at a certain position in certain organizations, there's things you should do, right? And you are one of the faces, if not the face of the NBA, right? Kobe obviously meaning what he meant to the NBA. You're the face currently of the Los Angeles Lakers, Kobe's lifelong team or adult lifelong team. So it looks funny that you weren't there, right? Or correction, it looks funny that no one saw you there, right? And so, because he might have been there, but it looks funny that no one has been able to realistically corroborate this, right? And then finally, you get the whole business of you got multiple people saying he wasn't there. You got people saying they never saw him, including the owner of the Lakers herself. So it's like, what? And then, realistically, like other people were saying in the chat and in the show, or on calls, if he was there, and again, I'm not saying he wasn't, but if he was, there's no way that the camera doesn't catch him, even by accident, at some point during that ceremony. But
Right. And I kind of agree with that, but I'm gonna let it like this.
okay.
If he say, okay, if he would have came out that week, if he didn't know, and Kobe funeral, and he say, I'm gonna flip the narrative that they trying to do. I'm gonna flip it on him. If he say I didn't go to Kobe funeral, what do you think the headline would have been all week? And I'm gonna let y'all go on there to see y'all. When y'all, I'm gonna let y'all answer it, and I'm gonna go.
No doubt.
If he said I didn't go to Kobe funeral, what would the headline been the rest of the week?
He'd have got excoriated for it. He'd have got
So
excoriated.
it wouldn't have been about Kobe passing no more.
No, it wouldn't have. But
I gotta address one more thing in the chat, bro. One more thing. And we're Bron fans. We don't gotta. I see old boy talking about Kobe station and Kobe cases now. You don't gotta. You can be a Bron fan without disrespecting me. And I'm gone, man.
No
Shout
doubt.
out to y'all.
Hey, I appreciate you, brother. Have a good one. All right. Caller from South Carolina, I see you. Caller from Texas, I see you. Caller from New Jersey, I see you. Go ahead, call back. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. All right. South Carolina, who's this? Hello?
Hello?
Caller from South Carolina, who's this?
Hey, this is V. Shaw.
What's your name? I'm sorry? Say it again.
V. Shaw. RESCTRL.
All right. What's going on?
Yes, I was, for number one, I usually do enjoy y'all boys show. Y'all show need to be on ESPN or whatever, and y'all boys come straight to the point. And plus, for number two, I like to say this. I tired people competing LeBron James to Michael Jordan. You cannot compete LeBron James to Michael Jordan. A true basketball fan, you compete LeBron James to a Magic Johnson or to a Larry Bird. Now you compete a player like Tracy McGrady or Kobe Bryant to a Michael Jordan. And plus for number one, this 2 or 3, Stephen A. Smith, he's full of sugar, honey, iced tea. And plus, tell Stephen A. Smith before he jumped on LeBron James shot, how about he answer Kwame Brown question? We do not call bad on this man we do not to school calling this man in downgrading him. So and plus for number 3, LeBron James needs to let his son, I'll be honest, we all men know this. Sometimes you need to let your son be a man and stand and speak to yourself. Son, you are start a league of man. See, that's the difference between old school era and this school era. This school era is solved. The facts now, but he didn't let his son stand up and be a man. And son, you go and get him. You go stand up and speak for yourself. But you know, but I call to say that I'm about to hang up. But y'all boys keep on doing what y'all do. I really appreciate y'all show, and I love to watch. Thank you, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, fam. Thank you.
All
right. Caller from Indiana, I see you. Caller from New Jersey, I see you. Caller from Cali, I see you. Go ahead. There we go. Caller from Indiana, who's this?
Yeah, Eddie TV, man. How y'all fellas doing, man?
Who's this? What's your
Good.
Mr.
Eddie TV, man.
Eddie TV? What's going on, man? Thanks for calling.
No problem, man. Man, I was checking out, man, the show. I had just caught it on the last little while, man.
Okay.
And there's no way that LeBron went to that funeral and didn't want to be seen. He's an attention whore. He could have used that for media stories and media narratives.
That was kind of my thought as well.
You know what I'm saying? And then you say, oh, well, me and Kobe was cool. Man, nigga, Kobe and Jordan didn't like you, bro. At all. I don't believe they did, because it goes back to the high school days. The dudes that hung together, that thought alike, or that were alike mentally, hung together. They probably looked at LeBron was like, man, this peon, make this nigga out of here, man. He can't sit at the cool table with us.
My man, do me a favor, man. Chill on the N-word, all right? We don't do
Oh,
that
my
around
bad,
here.
bro.
I appreciate you, but go ahead.
My bad. I ain't never checked out the show. I thought we was on Man Down Sports. My bad,
No,
bro.
it's all good, but
No problem, man. Salute to y'all fellas, man.
no doubt,
man.
thank you, man.
Check out the channel when y'all get a chance, man. Y'all keep doing y'all thing.
We'll do, man.
No
Give
doubt,
me
man.
all right, bro.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. Caller from New
That's Eddie TV, man. He went out one of the regulars with that man down.
No doubt.
Hello?
Caller from New Jersey. Who's this?
Yes, this is a brother Clayton. I normally call in, when I'm talking.
No doubt.
I'm so glad that everything is coming out about this guy because I can't deal with a liar.
Uh-huh.
And I knew already that he wasn't there, but I needed more confirmation because I sat and watched that ceremony, and I have some people that are also, that do know a few of the Laker organization staff members.
Okay.
And they gave me the same thing that this man was nowhere there. Now, as far as the thought about,
can I interrupt you for a second? You said that you know some people who are Lakers staff members, and
no. I have some friends that's in the NBA that work for the NBA.
Okay.
That know the Lakers staff members, and they told them, so they told me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know them.
Okay.
So
I got you.
I just thought it was, very, 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 very compelling that this guy Pablo, with the pictures, everything, there was nothing, because I searched that there, but there's no way. I said, if Michael Jordan was there and they are recognizable,
right?
You're just as big, sir. You're not bigger than them. You're just as big.
Facts.
No duty, no lubrication. But but you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Why weren't you there, brother? But see, I always thought that because I'm a huge Jordan fan, and I appreciated Kobe because the work ethic he took, what he learned from Michael,
correct,
and their thought process of how they felt,
correct.
You know what I'm saying about the game. So I truly appreciate that, and I got much love for those brothers. However, with this guy here, I never forget the speech that Kobe Bryant did. I don't know if I can still find the YouTube video, but he told everybody a long time ago. That man is not Laker material. He's not. He's going to destroy the team.
Well, he brought him a chip, right?
I mean, did he really? Or we being real? I know all of us here know really Anthony Davis was the one that anchored that championship. Let's be honest.
Well,
that's
a whole new thing we can debate, man. But I hear you.
Yeah. I mean, we can debate that another day. Now, for Stephen A. Smith or Stephen A. Smith, whatever they call him, he's part of Clutch Sports. I do. First of all, you talk about you wasn't a Kobe Bryant, but yet you're disrespectful to Kobe Bryant at the same time. How do you put him past Kobe? Well, we all know that he was nowhere in the same league as Kobe. Let alone, you're not even better than Tim Duncan or David Robinson or Shaq. And for me, I don't have LeBron in that. He's top 20. He's not even top 10.
Yeah, I don't have.
I can easily name one. You know what I'm saying? I easily name the players that's better than him from a skill set standpoint.
Yeah.
This is not based on chips, but this man is a true narcissist, and I'm tired of him lying. And I'm glad that the truth is coming out. I'm glad that Stephen A. did what he did, even though he's another one that I call Al, always lying, just like LeBron.
Al,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I don't deal with those guys. I'm like, Stephen A. You never give energy. You never show true respect to our people, like how you did Kwame Brown, how you did Brother Kyrie, and took it and personal Brother Kyrie. I didn't forget that. That bothered me very much.
Right.
And LeBron, you could have took the high road, but still, you threw Brother Kyrie under the bus. But you said, I protect my brother since when?
Facts.
Who you protect? Did you protect Russell Westbrook?
Right.
When they were bachelor guys, you didn't do none of that. What was your, like I said, even the other night when I called, what was your heart encouraging Cleveland when Brother Delonte West was giving it to your mother? You know what I'm saying? There was no standing as a man that you approach him. Everybody that spoke negative of you, It's all been Caucasian people, and you gave them no smoke. But you disrespect your very own. You don't do a podcast with them, but you use them.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, he did show up on the Richard Jefferson podcast, Road Tripping. I think he was on that.
He did?
Yeah, I believe he went
on that. So. I didn't know, but to me, it just makes it like you can go. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what is this, bro? Like, you don't like your own people? He's the Diddy of NBA. Whoa. That's what he is. He is the Diddy of NBA. Meaning, this guy he's so arrogant, he's so narcissistic because he got all this power. I'm excluding the other stuff because he's got to deal with that on his own anyway. And that's a story for another day. But he's the same level of Diddy, the arrogancy, how he treats people. He has no care. Mm-hmm. He has no morals, no anything.
Right.
So, for me, I'm just glad, like I said, everything was coming out. And his image, he needs, I don't know if somebody doesn't sit and talk to this man. And I feel bad for him at the same time, because when you don't have a family in your life, it's very hard, and the pressure's on your mother to be both. That's not easy for a woman, you know what I'm saying? So I feel bad for him for that. But whenever was in his younger years, his teenage years, you created a monster that you can't even undo.
No doubt. But listen, I appreciate the call, man. Let me run.
Let me get off. I just appreciate you and let me get mine, because I can't stand this guy anymore. I can't.
All right, no doubt, man. Listen, I appreciate the call. Make sure you like and subscribe, man. I appreciate you.
Most definitely, brother. Blessings, man. Blessings, brother, Mo.
Appreciate you, fam.
All right, bro.
All right, now. Take care.
All right.
Hey, I started a poll when we first started this. It's up to 400 voters right now. I asked, do you think that LeBron attended the ceremony? And 92% said no.
Wow. Yikes. That's crazy. Caller from Georgia. Who's this?
Leroy, what's going on?
What's going on, Leroy? How you doing, man?
Man, y'all on the hot topic with this one. no doubt. But you know what? I take a little umbrage with, disclosing sources, because I think they are important. If you really thinking, you can kind of piece out when somebody is lying. Mm-hmm. But I think the more important thing is to look at his track record. Mm-hmm. His track record, he wasn't at the statue ceremony. He didn't show up for Dwayne Wade induction to the Hall of Fame.
Right.
And the way he snuck out of Cleveland. I don't know if y'all saw this or might remember it, but when he left Cleveland and went to Miami, when he came back to Cleveland with Miami, some of the fans had made T-shirts that called him the Lion King. Not Lion.
Right.
Lying.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And set one of the T-shirts on fire outside of the arena there at Cleveland.
Okay, I didn't realize that's what that T-shirt was that they were burning. Okay.
Oh yeah. I mean, and then this is no defense of Stephen A. Because the things he said, I think, are true about LeBron being a liar, and I just gave evidence of that. But for it to come out of Stephen A's mouth, it's like, taking poison with some honey or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You want to eat the honey, but you like, what's this other stuff that's killing me? You know what I'm saying? So I think it's important though to look at his track record.
No doubt.
I don't believe he was there, because like one of the other callers said, this dude wants the camera on him 24/7. That's why. What was it? The last game when they played Golden State, and he ran into Kuminga. He just laying on the floor. Bro, get up. Why you? He is everything that is opposite of MJ and Kobe. And what crystallizes that is when he threw the temper tantrum in Boston. And I'm going to land my plane right there.
No doubt. Listen, I appreciate the call, Leroy. Thank you so much, man. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe on the way out, brother.
Already have.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yep.
All right. Ken from LA, I see you. Let's see. Got a couple that I missed. If I missed you while we were on that call, go ahead and call back. Man, I appreciate everybody in the chat. I appreciate the love we're getting on these calls. Thank you so much. Call from North Carolina. Who's this?
Do y'all still got your podcast up live?
Yeah, we still live.
Hey, bro. Hey, what part of North Carolina you from, man? I'm from North. You better not call up here and you better be wise with what you about to say. Please be wise from North Carolina. Represent as well, man. What part you from?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, hell no. Go ahead, bro.
No, not your podcast, man. That's what I'm calling.
Yo, what's your name?
No, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Let's go. Go ahead. Let's see what you got.
I don't like LeBron James.
Uh-oh.
When I say I don't like him, I don't like him. I've been a basketball fan for 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like his fans. And I like everything you talk about. You keep it real. I watch your podcast all the time. And I don't care. I want his fans to hear me. The dude is a phony. He ain't this good person like everybody say he is. And he ruined basketball. He don't take the blame for nothing. It's always his teammates' fault.
Yeah.
Then he got his bum son in the league who can't play basketball. And got other people that should have been in the league that can't feed their families because his son in the league who didn't earn it. I don't respect that. Yes. And then he tried to tear down all the greats and all the other errors. I don't respect that.
Tell him why you mad, son.
I can't. I look, bro. That's a good call. I can't even be mad at that, man. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
tough, right? Yeah, he's spitting.
The only thing I will say is I think, bro, I've seen a lot of improvement from Bronny, but I still don't like the fact that, you know, that's $1 million that could have went to someone else's family, like you said. That's another family. Like LeBron's got to be thinking about that. Like, it's not a huge major difference you're making, but you're making a huge major difference for one person. It's not like you're not doing a huge thing for the black community, but for that one potential black athlete that's fighting for that roster spot in a guaranteed contract like that, he could have done that for someone else. He could have done that for Quincy Oliveira. That would have changed his life. His life would have been changed this year. But I get it. He's going to make Quincy earn it. It's going to make him hungry. So he's going to earn it. Eventually, Quincy will get it. But they're giving it to Bronny, and he didn't need to be giving it to him. Like, he's already millionaire status, man. So I think that's jacked up.
Right.
But I agree with you. He has gotten better. And I don't have nothing against the kid. It's not his fault. It's just his dad. And I used to like LeBron when he first came in the league 20 years, but I lost my respect for him when he started doing all that quitting and run all the places. It really turned me on. He didn't go to Kobe's memorial. And then he didn't go to Kobe's statue ceremony. And he didn't go to the Wayne Wade's Hall of Fame ceremony. And I don't care nobody say I think of LeBron James on steroids.
Ooh.
Well, he takes these injuries, and he runs from competition all the time. There's no way he can compare that man to Michael Jordan. I grew up watching Michael Jordan and the Bulls. How good the Bulls was.
Right. Let me listen. I appreciate the call, brother. You have anything else to say before I let you go? Got some other calls trying to get in.
That'd be it. That'd be it.
I appreciate. Yo, what's your name, man? I didn't get that. Let me lock you in.
Ershad Henry, Primetime Henry.
Primetime. I bet. Yo, make sure.
I'm going to let you go.
Yeah, make sure you hit the like and subscribe on the Format Podcast on the way out, man.
Oh, I definitely will. But I'm going to let you go with respect.
Hey,
so I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, man.
All right.
Before I take another call, let me go ahead and give a shout to my main man, Nino, with the $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much. I must remind y'all that y'all don't know these people in real life. That's a fact. And a lot of times we do get caught up in what professionals show us, right? Because that's all we truly have to go by if we really don't know them, right? We can go by, like LeBron. What is the average NBA career, Mel? 3.5 years, right? 3.5, 4 years?
Yeah, about, yeah.
Right. So LeBron has played 5 times that. So I think we have a fair enough sample size of his behavior to get a baseline idea at the very least of what type of person this dude is. So now we don't know him in real life, but he has shown us a lot over the years. But thank you for the super chat, Nino. I appreciate you. Also got another super chat, $10 super chat from my main man, Kenneth Wright, Ken from LA. I saw you calling, brother. $10 super chat. Keep growing, man. I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you so much. All right, listen, I know there's some people trying to get in, but let me do this. I want to make sure I take this call. Young Disciple, go ahead and call, man. We're not ducking you, but I was on a call while you were calling. So call right now. Everybody else hold up. Let me take a call from him. And then after we speak with him, we'll get the lines back open again. But I want to make sure I take his call. because he is very much a LeBron defender. So he needs his opportunity to speak as well. Young Disciple, what's going on, brother?
Hey, what's poppin', man?
Maintaining, man.
Hello?
Yeah, we here. What's going on, brother?
Hey, man, I'm just trying to figure out, bro, like what I mean, why it's so important to other grown men, bro? Like not just that part, bro. Like don't y'all like y'all say, I mean, bro, y'all like Kobe and all that. That's cool, whatever. Like I don't even understand what's the point of all this. But let me ask you a question. Y'all, when would y'all say Kobe was the face of the league?
I would say for me, Kobe was
like 2005, like
2005 through about 2010.
Right? Okay. Me, I'll say never. But I understand people that say that, because sometimes I think people mix up like best player with face of the league, and it's not the same thing. Like it's not the same league. It's not the same thing. But what would be y'all reaction, right? I'm talking to all the people who think that this says something about LeBron, and me, I don't give a like. I mean, I can't cuss. I don't go down with the Kobe memorial or not. I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
Like because LeBron wasn't important at Kobe Memorial. Like it wasn't nothing of importance that to me that LeBron could lend to Kobe's wife, his kid, anything. That's what Kobe, bro. That ain't got nothing to do with LeBron.
Let me say this, young Disciple. I was about to say Laker Nation. Pardon me, young Disciple. Let me say this. You and I personally have, and I don't have any animus against you. You know that, man. We do this sports thing, and we're passionate about it, both of us. You and I, though, have gone back and forth very specifically on this issue, right? When I was first saying LeBron didn't attend Kobe's memorial, right? And you were adamant that he did. Cool. And then
No, that's not true. I wasn't adamant that he did.
Okay.
What I was adamant about is that 3 reputable publications said he was there.
Correct.
That's all I was saying.
Okay, cool. And when I found that out, right, I had no issue coming on here saying you were right, I was wrong, and making sure that I put that out there, right? Now, that said, I don't know how long you've been in this particular live. I didn't come on this live to say, got it, LeBron wasn't there. Because I've said numerous times throughout this live, I'm not saying he was there. I'm not saying he wasn't. But what I am saying is that now there's legitimate questions being raised, and legitimate journalists did the work now. And let me also say, I said this in the beginning. I don't know if you missed it.
You talking about Pablo? You talking about Pablo Torre?
Hold on.
No, I'm just trying to figure out who you talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking about Pablo Torre, who is a legitimate award-winning sports writer. But anyway,
go ahead.
Also, what I did, I went, before I even got on this show, I looked up the LA Times article, and I found the author of the article, and I reached out to that author of the article via X and requested that I could talk to him about what was written about LeBron being there versus Pablo Torre's recent information that says it's possible that maybe LeBron wasn't there. He has not responded yet. But I want you to know that I did the responsible journalist thing and did reach out to the author of said article from the LA Times to try and verify some of this information and dig a little deeper. So I want to make sure I let you know that, because before, you were right. I ran with a narrative without checking it. So I want to make sure you're right about that.
That nigga on the side, you do the same thing.
Well, I'm talking about what you and I have discussed, right? And so,
but Pete, yes. like, what this is what I'm saying, bro. Hey, bro. Like the dude, like if y'all say, because y'all killing me, bro, with all this, man. Like I ain't even discussing, like, bro. This supposed to be about basketball, bro. I don't know how we.
No. You don't get that. You want to know?
No, bro. Let me finish, bro.
No. Let me stop you.
I ain't talking about you, bro.
No, I'm not saying you're talking about me. I'm saying the reason why we can't get away with it's just supposed to be about basketball, keep it between the lines, is because LeBron is the one who says I'm more than an athlete. So when you're doing the good stuff off the court, you want Bruce for it. So
Bruce, this ain't no bad stuff, Bruce. Bruce, this is not bad stuff. Bruce,
bad stuff, young.
So why are you saying that? Hey, Bruce, you know who you sound like, bro?
Who I
swear, bro. You sound like Rob Parker, bro. Like you always sound like Rob Parker. You know, I guarantee you listen to Rob Parker a lot, bro.
I do.
I can tell. I can tell because listen, bro.
He's been on this show before. Yeah.
But Pete, bro, you're talking about he say he's more than an athlete.
That's
right. He said that in response to a woman telling him to shut up and dribble. Like, that's one thing. Like, the second thing.
You can't have it both ways.
Bro.
Athlete, you can't just say keep it basketball. That's all I'm saying.
No, bro. I'm saying, I'm talking about figurative. I'm talking about sports talk. I'm saying, bro, I'm saying, when the hell did, like, I'm saying, bro, hey, bro, what I'm saying is that, like, what are we talking about is what I'm saying. Okay, that's what I'm saying. If LeBron didn't go to Kobe memorial service, right? Let me go with y'all now. If he didn't go, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean?
Well, I already discussed that, right? I already broke all that down. Why I think it was an issue. Realistic. Okay, if he didn't go, can I assume that you think it's not a big deal if he didn't go?
No, bro, it's not.
Okay,
bro, Kobe dead.
I'm agreeing.
Big Bruce, Kobe dead, bro.
I'm
saying, do you know? I'm saying, do you know how traumatic that was? I'm talking about across the NBA landscape, period.
But what I'm saying is,
it's about LeBron.
Listen,
y'all making it about LeBron. This is not about LeBron, bro.
My man, listen to me. I'm saying I agree with you that it's not a big deal if he didn't go. But if it's not a big deal that he didn't go, why he couldn't just say that?
Big bro, big bro, y'all keep saying that like why don't LeBron could just come out and say this? But that's not how LeBron rolls.
Okay.
Because LeBron can come out and say something about steroids.
Okay.
Do we? No, LeBron allows y'all to run with the narratives that y'all run with.
But then that we're running with narratives. Interesting.
No, bro, LeBron ain't said nothing to nobody in 22 years. Y'all saying this, y'all saying this like right now, like it kills me. But answer me this question, Bruce. Mm-hmm. You said 2005 to 2010, Kobe was the face of the league, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Find out, nigga, if Kobe went to George Michael funeral. Find out if Kobe went to Red Auerbach funeral. Like, find that out.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That stuff means nothing.
It wouldn't surprise me if he didn't go to Red Auerbach funeral. That would be a little different, but it's all good. But listen.
Yeah, no way. All right, bro. All right. Appreciate it, bro.
Gotta let you run. Thank you so much.
Hey, hold on. I'm on the phone. All right, bro. All right,
bro. All right, y'all. Always a great, passionate call from Young Disciple. Appreciate it. Also, want to shout this out. I guess Mel got that, but thanks so much for the $4.99 super chat, Ron L. Stewart. Appreciate it. Thank you for supporting.
Definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt. Thank you so much for that. You didn't have to do it. Also, I got a $50 cash app from my main man, Steve. Thank you so much for looking out for us, man. That's all love. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. We'll take a couple more calls and we'll get out of here. I saw my man Q, Opinion Stated podcast. I saw you trying to call in, man. As well, I saw a caller from New York with the 718. I don't know if that's Brooklyn, Queens, or the Bronx, but give us a shout back. And a couple more. 216 Ohio. Who's this?
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
This is D.
What's your name, man?
D.
Okay. Thank you for calling.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are y'all still on the air?
Yeah, we're still on the air. Absolutely.
Okay. I just want to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say, first of all, I'm a Cavalier. Okay.
Okay.
I'm putting that out there front and center. I'm not particularly what you would call a LeBron James fan.
Okay.
What I feel about LeBron is that he's arrogant, and that's why I have a problem with him. He's always been arrogant.
Yeah.
I don't have any other problem. As far as his son goes, extremely. I'm not knocking him for doing what he's doing for his son, because if you, as a black man, you would have done it too.
I would not have, but that's a whole different thing. I wouldn't have. And
you wouldn't have?
No, I've talked about that on my show. I do not believe in handing people things they didn't earn. I'm very, very big on that. I would not have. No.
I'm not saying I agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying if you are a black person, me personally,
okay,
if it was my son, I would have done pretty much anything for my child, which I'm on his side about that. Okay. But my whole thing is, once he got him in the NBA, he should have made him stay in the G League, because you're denying him the opportunity to work his way up. You know, get him the foot up, but don't feed him with no wooden spoon.
Agree.
You know, I have a problem with that part. And as far as Stephen A., I don't like that man.
Apparently, a lot of people don't. I did not know until I really started covering this story for this show how many people truly dislike Stephen A. And I guess, again, and Mel will tell you this, I clearly can see now in myself, I have some bias towards that, being a trained and educated journalist. So I see some of where he comes from on some of the things, but I had no idea that he was so disliked.
I started disliking Stephen A. when he attacked Kyrie Irving.
Okay, that's fair.
Amen. I'm glad you said that. Amen to that.
I did not, he took a personal. He took Kyrie Irving to another level. He tried to ruin that man's career and pretend like, oh no, this is the way. He don't do this, he don't do that.
And you know
that's
what?
when I started.
You know what, Ms. D? You're 100% right. And Mel will tell you, because I was one of those people, again, I ran with those narratives. I didn't do the research. And it was actually Mel who put me on. He did a really great in-depth show breaking down all of it. And then when I listened to that, and then I went and did some more reading for myself, I had to get back on my own show and come on here. And I know Kyrie probably never heard it. He's probably a busy dude. And I had to apologize publicly for the stuff that I had been saying about Kyrie. So I totally get what you're saying, Miss D. And you're right. You're right.
And that's my feelings about LeBron James and Stephen A. I feel that Stephen A. got on his show and to make himself look good when LeBron came after him. Now that I think, okay, and I think this is where this got out of hand between him and LeBron.
Yeah, agreed.
Miss D, we leaving LeBron and Stephen A. behind when we go to New Jerusalem. Just know that they can stay here.
No, I already know. I already know. Thank you for listening to me. Okay?
Thank you so much for the call, Ms. D. I really appreciate you. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe on the Format Podcast channel.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, man. That was a great call from Ms. D. I saw a caller from DC. Opinion stated. Caller from New York. Let's go ahead and get these wrapped up. New York. Who's this? Format Podcast.
My name, this is Theodore from New York.
What's going on, Theodore? What borough you in, man?
Man, I'm in Queens right now, but I live in Long Island.
Okay.
I love your show, brother.
I appreciate it, man. I used to live in Queens.
I just want to know if it was live. I didn't know if the show was live. I'm just checking it out.
No, we very live.
Oh man, my man, I love the way you're doing things, man. You and Mel, man, you're killing it, man.
Thank you.
I'm gonna be looking out for you guys, man.
No doubt.
And okay, what I want to say is, I could talk.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
What I want to say is, like I've been watching the show for like an hour or so.
Yeah.
And somebody said something very important.
Okay.
The thing is, LeBron been lying for years. You know what I'm saying? The dude has been lying. Whatever he said is not credible because he is a liar.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we know he was to be the GOAT. He doesn't like Kobe. He doesn't like Michael. All you have to say, just say, you know what? I was there. Oh, I wasn't there. No problem. He's digging around the questions. I mean, he wasn't there. If you were there, you just say, I was there. That's it. Why is he dancing around the question? Because he knows he's lying. The dude is a snake.
Yeah,
his reputation is bad because he always lying about things, and we know he like intention. If he was there, you know, he would have seen out there. Somebody would have seen him.
Right.
Come on, we know that. All you gotta say, listen, I was in there, and that's it. You know you weren't there, now you're lying. You know what I'm saying? Everything this man coming out this man's mouth are lies. We know that.
Well, to Mel's point, Theodore, I think unfortunately now we have to put both of these guys in the same box, man. Stephen A. and LeBron. And it's unfortunate, but and to Mel's other point, it's unfortunate that we have two brothers who are out here really doing work in their respective fields, and this is what we got to see from them. This is bad luck.
Listen, I think Stephen is salty the fact that LeBron swung him off like that. You know what I'm saying? And Stephen is lying. He wasn't there. He just that. You know, his boss is probably calling him and saying, "Listen, you gotta see he was there because you know LeBron is that powerful." You know what I'm saying? So he retracted it because it looks bad for the bosses for ESPN, but he knows he wasn't there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, Stephen is going to do whatever he can to bring this man down. He's a snake. He's going to do whatever he can to bring him down. I'm not surprised if he calls Shell Sonnen one day. Stephen is not.
Stephen A. would never do that without an order. He don't independently, like, you know, like he's got to get direction from somewhere. You know, he's paid for, you know. He's regular. Because listen, Nike has I mean, this is he signed a lifetime deal with Nike. LeBron James did. It's almost like the movie The Goodfellas. You before you take down a made man, you got to get permission. And LeBron having protection is a made man until they decide that it's time for him to go down. And then they'll use someone like Stephen A. Smith to start to break on that. Yeah. But yeah, he won't do it without permission. And Nike and the NBA, they're not going to give him that permission.
Now, don't you think once he retires, a lot of people are going to come forth? Because right now he's on top. ESPN is protecting this man. You know what I'm saying?
No, he's still going to be making money with Nike. Nike, you know, Nike, he can't never get under the thumb of Nike. Nike, like I said, it's a lifetime deal he got with Nike. You know, the legacy of LeBron is the NBA has invested interest in, and, you know, especially if he's going to own a team in the future. Like, yeah, I think he feels like he's covered until he makes a huge mistake like Kanye made and tries to get and go independent and break loose from everybody. And that's when they destroy him. But as long as he's going to make them billions, so he can make billions, he'll be safe. Right.
But he made a huge mistake by going against the media, and that would be lying for him now. He's against the media right now. You know what I mean?
He against a couple. He said something against a couple of people in the media. He's not against the whole media.
Right. He's only against the people that don't bend to his will. That's who he's against.
Guys, we know for sure. I'm not trying to hit on LeBron, man. We know for sure this man is on steroids, man. We know it for sure. We know for sure.
Until he pops, there's some evidence. I'm gonna leave that alone. You know what I mean?
But all right, man. It's been a pleasure, man.
Thank you so much, Theodore. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Format Podcast.
Oh, definitely, man. Right. And keep cooking. Keep cooking.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Oh man, I missed that. Caller from New York, 646 area code. I see you. Call back. Caller from North Carolina. I see you've been trying to get in. 704 area code. Call back. Chicago 773. I see you. DC 202. I see you. Go ahead, call back, y'all. Let's try to get these knocked out, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up so that the rest of us can enjoy the other second game of the Final Four. Caller from Texas. Who's this? I see you've been trying to get in. Sorry, I was missing you.
Oh, too easy, man. This is Big Shaluk, man.
What's your name, man?
Big Shaluk.
How you spell that, man? So I can lock you in.
B-I-G.
Yeah.
Space S-H-A. Space L-U-K-E.
Shaluk. All right, bet. Hey, I appreciate the call, man. What you got, Big Shaluk?
Hey, no problem, man. At first, I thought it wasn't big either, as far as him not going, and I feel like I know him too, as far as he's a little hypocritical. But I didn't think it was important until LeBron gave that freaking answer he gave. It must be more important than I thought it was.
Right.
For him to go all the way around the world for something that wasn't important.
Facts.
It just showed me that okay. He did know he probably should have been there, and he must have some. I don't know how you feel about it, but what I'm starting to watch, because I think Stephen A. and LeBron getting a lot out of this, because it's funny that LeBron said that he was on his Taylor Swift tour right as he was starting his. You know what I'm saying, for Pat McAfee.
Okay.
And not to mention he had a new show coming on. You know what I'm saying, back new guy on there with him in the game.
or mind the game.
Yeah, mind the game.
And he's starting to tell himself, because they used to say, they say he was a true historian, he was smart, but now all of a sudden the Greek Freak scored 250 points in 1970. You know what I'm saying?
Apparently, like Wilt Chamberlain wasn't playing in the 70s, but anyway.
Right. I'm like, and I was like, man, this is great. Nice to know you, LeBron. Finally getting to meet the real LeBron. Not this guy you bring up here, and all of a sudden, and he got players that I guess they're garbage, and he make them think they're special. That's another thing he put out there. I want to know. What's happening to. Yeah, what's happening to Kobe, man? Because I'm noticing, even though Stephen A. is against LeBron, but he's helping him out all of a sudden. All of a sudden, Kobe is off his list for GOAT. I'm listening to them on First Thing First. They've taken him completely out and say he's on the list with players like Shaq and Steph Curry. And it's been a long time since I've heard constantly, like about 3 different sports shows in a row, say that Kareem was on there. I'm like, are we setting it up just say Kareem's on there because he's the all-time leading scorer, and then somehow we're gonna poke out LeBron over MJ? Because I don't see how out of all of this, because sometimes they're like politics. They'll do some stuff and put on the news, but they're actually trying to take away DEI, something like that, but they'll try to get you watching something else. And out of nowhere, Kobe's falling off everybody's list, and I don't get it. And then Stephen A. thing talking about Will, because it's already a shooting guard on there in Jordan. Since Jordan's on there, I can't put him on the GOAT list. So are you saying you got to put somebody who don't deserve to be on the GOAT list because his position is a representative? I just don't get it.
No, I hear you on that. You got anything else, man?
Yeah. I had to come to my boy Mayor.
Yeah.
I know Stephen A. He's been getting on our nerves lately, and yeah, he out there with Bill O'Reilly and them. But I think we really started to like this man a lot when we get to the point to say that he's never got a point. Like he's never got a point. I think he still got some snitches in the NBA. It ain't no way LeBron the only fake buster we got in the NBA.
No, you're right. It's always gonna be snitches, just like it's always gonna be roaches. So, I mean, it's always gonna be snitches. But I don't want. I'm not saying that Stephen A. Smith can't put out some accurate information or he can't get accurate information. I'm saying that so much of his information is going to be false scuttlebutt that you have to throw out all of it. You got to throw out the baby with the bathwater. So out of 10 things he says that's supposed to be legit things, 7 of them will probably be false information, false narrative, and some bull crap. So that means I have to throw out all 10 of them just so I won't get contaminated with those 7 false things. Like I said, 3 of them might be good, but who the hell wants a source that's gonna be 30% true or accurate on only 30% of the time, and 70% of the time they feeding you lies? I don't want that. So throw the whole baby out with the bathwater. Stephen A. Smith is a whole fool to me. He's got to go 100%. The 30% that he gonna be accurate about, I don't want that.
Gotcha. And I will tell you, listen to what the players that are left and got no skin in the game putting out there. You got Carmelo and Wade both on the same show called This has been brewing for 20 years.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I don't say I've been brewing for 20 years. You got the Skip left ESPN in 2016, right? And when he had Skip on there, he was able to be the hero. You know what I'm saying? He was able to come in and say, no, LeBron is X-Month. He was able to fight for LeBron. So it's got to be, I think, sometimes, I guess broken clock could be right twice a day. And when he say that LeBron was just mad at him because he would say he was number one, if he's been mad at him for 20 years, when sometimes I agree with Skip, and I know Stephen A. was fighting for him, all the players, the NBA players, know what the real deal is.
Yeah,
because they put it out there. And the last thing I'm put on there, because I'm trying to hit all my shots. I got people looking at. But the last thing I say, I hate when they talk about LeBron talking like he like players like him. He doesn't like to compete. How many real street basketball players, and I think he still hate Kobe for what he did to him in the All-Star game. That's why he got everybody else playing soft in the All-Star game. Like we don't embarrass each other. But who says that we won't play one-on-one basketball is not real basketball?
That's insane.
Carmelo, how you got Carmelo telling Tatum now his show and both of them start laughing, knowing it's the truth?
Right.
How you got his own reads on the team say when LeBron say that one-on-one basketball is not real basketball?
Yeah, I did a show on that talking about that. That's
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to look that one up. Hey,
definitely.
Hey, but thanks for your time. Mel, I'm gonna need you to stop being so angry, man. See, Nate.
I ain't never angry, man. It's just
man, Mel.
I just stand on one principle, man. It ain't about the person. It's about what my principle is. You know what I mean? I apply it to everybody, and it just, you know, Stephen A. Smith just has to be the topic of discussion, and I'm applying it to him. That's just my logic, man. I do that with all. My own mama start telling me lies. I'm a throw the baby out with the bathwater. They don't even matter. It's just principle to me. 2 + 2 is 4. If you lie to me one time or 2 times, then I'm just gonna assume you're lying, man. You can never gain that back from me. Once this man went on there and reported 2 Ball Sack Sports tweets as fact and said he had sources for it, ain't no coming back from that, bro. None. Chris Broussard got fired behind that Kawhi Leonard to the Lakers false take. He said he had sources for, and Kawhi was like, I never even took the meeting with the Lakers. It was never the Lakers. And Chris Broussard had been reporting that for weeks.
Right.
And got fired behind it.
Yup. But listen, man. Let me let you go, man. I gotta grab a couple more.
Hold on. Before you say that, which was funny, Chris Broussard got fired from ESPN for those false narratives. Right? Had to do 2, 3, maybe 4 years of radio with Fox Sports with Chris Broussard. With Rob Parker.
Yeah.
And then he finally got back on TV with Nick Wright.
Right.
And guess who his agent was?
Clutch
Sports.
And he's taking Kobe out of his top 3.
Yeah.
Coincidence, huh?
Yup.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Appreciate it, man. Y'all keep doing what you're doing, and I'm about to subscribe right now to you. I'm already in on Mills. I'm about to jump on yours, brother. Y'all have a good one.
Fam. Easy. All right. North Carolina, 704 area code. I see you been trying to call. Everybody else, hold up. North Carolina, 704. Call me right back. And then we got to
be good, North Carolina.
Right? And then we're going
to
we're going to try to watch the Duke game because I want to see that. All right, there we go. Format Podcast. Who's this?
Hey, yo, man. Yeah, this is Steven, man. I'm from
Oh, do me a favor. Mute YouTube in the background, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mel, what's up? Big fan. All right, man. I'll be checking you out on your podcast too.
I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you guys are doing good with the sports stuff, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. We try.
Good to see y'all bring some stability to rational thinking.
We try. What you got?
Yeah, man. Steve A. Smith, you know, he got a lot of controversy coming left and right?
Yes.
Over some of the things he say. But with this LeBron thing, he had a nerve with the father thing when he touched his father's nerve, man, when he talked about, you know, enough is enough.
Can I interrupt you for a second on that, bro?
Yeah.
A lot of people are complaining about Stephen A. saying the whole as a father thing, right? And I understand that, but my thing is this. If you put your fatherhood on public display, you got to be prepared for some people not agree with it and for some people to have backlash. When you put your life on public display, you can't get mad when people have something to say. But go ahead.
Hey, man, I agree 100%. Only thing, that's where LeBron, though, it still hurt. It hurt LeBron a little bit. It touched, like when I say touch the nerve, he felt somehow he had to, go that far to talk to him in public. He didn't want to go talk to him private. He wanted everybody else to know.
Exactly.
He felt embarrassed, so he felt like, I got to do something to retaliate. He couldn't just do it in a closed room, He wanted everybody to see him stand up for his son and stand up for his fatherhood, his position, So that's what I feel like with LeBron and Stephen A. Part ways. And Shaq and Kenny and Charles Barkley, I think it was kind of like, yeah, he's going at people like Shaq. LeBron thinks he's better than everybody, right?
Correct.
Yeah. 10 years in the league, he's calling himself the greatest of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's thinking he's better than everybody. So he's calling Shaq and Kenny so much, like guys that was athletic but they didn't have the mindset. Even if they had the skills, they didn't have the mind. He's always trying to find a way to belittle guys that came before him. He has no respect for the people that came before him. And that's sad in a way because he damaged the game so much with his non-participation and disrespect to the guys that came before him and the guys that made him achieve the bag he got. He thinks it's all about what he has done. He don't think about people have to pave the way. It's like he's been traveling on a dirt road, but now he's traveling interstate. He don't understand that people had to build the interstate. And that's the sadness of LeBron. And it's going to go down, even when he retires. I think most people it's going to get worse for him because he won't let people make their own mind up about whether he's the best or he's, or in between the best, somewhere in there. Like he's 6 and 23, the two numbers he wears. LeBron is in between that on where if you are a real basketball connoisseur, you know LeBron is not top 5. LeBron is anywhere between 6 and 23, the two numbers he wears. You can't consider him.
I got him somewhere between 11 and 15. That's where I got him.
I'll make it broad because you can depend on like the era, who's injured, and you can talk about championships, you talk about stats. You add all that in there, you can make an argument for a lot of people, but you can't make an argument for the top 5.
No,
I don't see how you can make.
No,
I don't see.
I don't think you can make an argument for the top 10, but that's just me. But yeah,
they argue against Will. I used to say Bill Russell was the guy until I realized, that they didn't have but 10 or 13 teams in the league. Then I'm thinking that thing,
I don't hold that against him. I say that makes it even tougher to win because the talent is more concentrated. So where people think that makes it easier, I think that makes it harder. But that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I understand, but if you get, we was talking about like little nuances that would make his team favorable to win.
Right.
And like you said, depending when you're having it, more fan support, all kind of stuff. There's a lot of variables that would allow him to be, to achieve the championship. But and with a small group of people. So when you got a large group of people, it's hard to kind of cheat. You know what I mean? It's going to be a lot of different ways for people to take that championship, make it more compatible. I don't think it was as compatible as it could have been with a larger sample. You have different strains of competition, different type of skills you have to prepare for, speed and different coaches and different all kinds of things. It would change the game a little bit for Bill. But I'm not saying Bill. I love Bill. I respect him. I don't. He went through the racism and all that stuff. I respect Bill era, and I don't want to put Bill out of the top 10 because, like you're saying, he's done a lot for the game. He paved the road. Wilt Chamberlain's got to be in your top 5. And if you don't put him in your top 5, you don't know basketball.
He's in my second 5. He's I think I have him at like 5 or 6. So
yeah, so I ain't gonna say you don't know basketball. I mean, I'm saying,
no, I got you though.
But I'm saying you gotta be Wilt Chamberlain. Come on, man.
No, I got you, man. I got you.
100 points. Even if the everybody gave it to you, you still gotta go to miss a lot.
Yeah.
Wilt Chamberlain, man, that's skill, and that's a lot of dominance right there. Shaq is the second most dominant person behind Wilt. I don't like when people say Shaq the most dominant. Wilt was more dominant than Shaq in his era. If you want to compare eras, but I would think I'm gonna give it to Wilt because of the 100 points and a lot of stuff. And the pay when he came before Shaq to see what Wilt did and understand something to go off of. So I give Wilt the most dominant player, and I definitely got Shaq second. Then I got Michael Jordan for most dominance after that because it was like real when you don't have the height and you got the real stuff. Football they talk about heart.
Yeah,
and baseball they talk about your spirit of the game and all this stuff. People forget about the heart. LeBron showed the least amount of heart for me, and I play football and semi-pro stuff already, and I play baseball and football, basketball, but I ain't no good at basketball.
I got you.
Sport, but I'm too short of 5'9". So, so what I'm saying is, you can see that those guys don't
that it's the heart that LeBron don't have.
Fair enough.
Yeah, to call the ball out on another man when your ball is out on you.
No doubt. I gotta leave it right there, brother, man. I really appreciate it.
I'm sorry I was wrong with it, but thank you guys. And tell Brittany, Dominique, get Dominique back on there, man. And I appreciate Man Down Sports. And I'll be checking you out more on your format, man.
Man, hey, thanks.
Man, appreciate you, dog.
Like and subscribe, bro.
Thanks, man. I will.
All right. All right, Format Podcast. Who's this calling from Maryland? Hello?
Yo, what's up?
Yo, who's this calling from Maryland? Who's this?
This is Bruce.
Yo, what up, B? What's going on, man?
What's up with you, man?
Maintaining, brother.
That's how you felt today, huh? Was LeBron really there? Did we have a discussion earlier, Bruce?
I think we probably did, man. But, you know, I had to...
if the facts is not presented, if there's unknown sources, if there's no paperwork...
Stop.
Well, it's an unwritten rule.
What
God damn it, Bruce.
What unwritten rule? Journalism is built on unwritten sources, or unnamed sources. Always has been. So no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
But why are we not discussing LeBron James having 3 straight good games? Why are we discussing if he was at Kobe funeral or goddamn not?
So
what difference does it make?
You need to go back and listen to this whole thing. I'm not even going to rehash all that.
But no. I was here. I was listening to the whole thing.
So
you come on here with a goddamn show worrying about LeBron James. If he been to goddamn Kobe funeral, who cares if he win or not?
Bruce,
Mom ain't go to my father's funeral.
Bruce, check this out.
Hold on. Mom ain't go to my father's funeral. Let me talk. Let me talk.
You don't get to call in. No. You don't get to call in and you try to check me. Remember, y'all was hype. Y'all was super hype when I had to back down and say I was wrong about LeBron being at Kobe's funeral. Now there's evidence that he wasn't, and why does it matter if he was at Kobe's funeral? Remember, it mattered.
Why does it matter, Bruce?
No. It mattered. It mattered for y'all. It mattered for y'all then, didn't it? So now it doesn't matter, right? Come on, man. Nope.
Seriously, man. My uncle ain't go to my father's funeral. Did we shout out Uncle?
You missing the point entirely.
Did we shout out Uncle? Did we mad at him? He didn't go because he said he didn't want to see his brother like that. He was there for everything else. He said he just couldn't make it to the funeral. Maybe LeBron was mourning differently than for other people. And y'all keep saying Kobe. And y'all saying Kobe and Jordan don't.
You thought Mike wanted to see Kobe like that?
Kobe. Okay, so then y'all keep talking about Kobe and Mike didn't like LeBron. Everybody didn't like him, but I've seen on many pages where they spoke highly of him. So that shows they have respect for him. They got respect for him. They ain't gotta like you. Listen, Bruce, let me talk. I ain't got much time. Everybody trying to call in.
Man, go ahead, man.
You might not like him.
You're so emotional.
You might not like a person. You still can respect them. They might not like they might not like the LeBron, but I'm pretty sure they respected them. Many videos that LeBron Kobe and George speak highly of LeBron. That's a sign of respect. Let me go to this goddamn unnamed source. It seems like them taking Stephen A. side. And unknown sources is the unwritten rule, Bruce. If you don't have the facts, you don't have the paperwork in the street. The street cred.
Yo, man, street crap, man. What does that mean to normal people in the streets?
I'm not. No, you're not taking it out of context. I'm not saying.
Every time you call in, you always talk about the streets and the streets. Let me tell you something. That doesn't mean
it's an analogy,
to me, bro.
It's an analogy.
That means
it's an analogy. If you don't have paperwork, if you don't have facts, don't speak on it. You don't know. You got the guy. What's the guy's name?
You don't know.
You got the guy Pablo.
Name his source.
You got the guy Pablo Torre who got fired from ESPN for coming up with all this goddamn conspiracy theory.
Okay, so now you know he's making up stuff.
I'm not saying that you're not. You're starting to give me cool vibes, bro. Because you're pushing all these false narratives. Every narrative negative about LeBron, you push.
And every glazing you want to do for LeBron, you glaze, and that's not even the word I want to use right now.
Listen, right? Whether it's positive or it's negative, it's glazing, Bruce. You glaze too, Bruce.
All right, man. Listen.
Hold on, let me ask a question, man.
Yeah, go ahead. Talk to Mel, man.
Hold on, because maybe you just got it, wear his heart on his sleeve, but
Bruce got a lot of passion.
Okay, so what was other than basketball or other than LeBron, what was the last thing this week that you got this emotional about?
I get emotional about everything and passionate about anything. It is not.
What was the last thing other than basketball and LeBron? What was the last thing?
I'm being soft because I show passion.
No, because I'm asking clarifying questions because before I kind of label it in my head or what it is, like, you know, if you're like this about everything, I just want to know. But if it's something about LeBron that you feel like you need to protect this adamantly, I think that's important to know where all this is coming from. Like, you know, are you from Ohio or did you go to high school with him, or you know some of his people? Like, you know, I'm trying to figure out, because I don't know any pro athlete that deserves my hypeness at that level to protect them. Like, they're fine. Like, they got people on ESPN doing this for millions of dollars a year, right? You know, on the fan level, on the level of YouTube and barbershop talk, I don't think none of us need to be that emotional about this whole conversation.
You're being disrespectful now. That's what you're being, because I'm passionate every show. When the show's you not here, I'm passionate. Bruce ain't got nothing to say. But you come on here and try to down my how I am. You either accept me for who I am or love me for who I'm not. I mean, goddamn.
Very passionate. I said that.
Talking about the blind man down. He basically said because I'm being passionate. He's not used to me, Bruce. We argue every goddamn.
I'm learning. I'm just learning. That's why I was asking the clarifying question. I'm you know, as long as I got the information and I know that's how you are, that's cool. I'm not saying I'm going to respect it because I don't, but at least I can have that understanding that that's how you are.
I know because you're trying to make it seem like because I'm speaking about LeBron in a positive manner, and y'all usually speak about him in a negative manner. I'm glazing him. I'm being passionate.
I'm just saying. You better have that same emotion for me when somebody come for my name. I guarantee you, because me and you have had a conversation before. After today, you've never had a conversation with LeBron, so you bet not be protecting him more than you protect me. We got a deeper connection, even though we just met 45 seconds ago. We got a deeper connection than you and LeBron. And if you don't come for me, if you don't come for someone else that's bringing my name up like this, I'm gonna think something of it.
I do this for every topic I call it. Whatever LeBron.
I want you to go in the comment section of Man Down, and for everyone who has called me racist because I was talking about Jokic, or hating Bronny James as a black man, or coon, I want you to go in that comment section, and I want to see your Twitter thumbs that emotional protecting me like you protecting LeBron.
Oh man, Bruce,
right,
you
man,
good, man? I got. I'm gonna get with you, Bruce. Thank you for the call, brother.
No, I guess he ain't gonna do it.
Let's get this. Damn.
My dog, Young Disciple, my dog, Young Disciple, said he was gonna donate to the show in the Cash App, man. I appreciate that, man. Hey, it's tax season, so Young Disciple is coming through for the crew.
Yeah,
helping me get my new camera, man. He in the Cash App, man. Hey, anybody else who want to go in the Cash App? I know it's tax season. Man Down Sports in the Cash App, man. If y'all want to help me get my new camera,
the format in the Cash App as well. Laker Nation, what's good, brother?
Hey, it was good. Hey, I finally got through, man.
Look,
sometimes you let the first member through.
Look, man, I'm trying. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want Bruce to get all passionate about all these fake ass LeBron fans. Always love to call me out in the chat. Go defend me in the chat, Bruce.
He's not doing that. He's not doing that. What you got, man?
Oh man, why are we still talking about this stuff, man? He was this guy, man. Kobe, rest in peace. He was buried 5 years ago.
Yes.
Let's let this man rest in peace. I don't really give a shit about if LeBron came or not. I don't give a shit if he gets a triple-double next game. I don't really care. I just wanted to get ready for the playoffs for my Lakers to make a push.
Ain't what happened, Kevin.
Man, I'm getting sick and tired of all these weird ass stories.
Look, man, we gotta cover it, man.
I'm not saying that I know I know, you know, you guys got to go with the hot story. You know, he came out here and gave this story fire by saying that he has proof that LeBron wasn't there and naming names to keep it going. Look, LeBron's not going to address it. We know it. He's not going to give a clear answer, yes or no, because we know how this dude moves. He loves the attention. It's giving him all the attention that he is. It's causing another freaking soap opera.
Mm-hmm.
And we forgetting about stuff that's important. That Houston is on a roll right now. They beat OKC last night, so they're proving that they're a threat.
Oh, they're legit
in the playoffs.
They're legit.
Golden State is making moves. They're going to end up getting home court advantage if they keep on what they're doing to get a home court advantage at least in the first round, and they're going to be dangerous.
Right.
Denver's sliding. Minnesota them booted themselves out of the playoffs, and now they got to fight through the play.
All right, let me back you up, man. We're not going through the whole league, man. If you got comments on this topic, man, I appreciate it. If not, I gotta take these calls, man.
Hey, Bruce.
We're not going through the whole league, man. What you got on this topic,
bro? This topic needs to rest in peace, so you can go watch this Duke Florida game.
I know, man. I'm trying.
Which Florida clearly is got the advantage now that Cooper Flagg's not playing.
Oh man! All right. Well, listen. Okay, so I appreciate your
call. But shout out, Bruce. Shout out, Bruce. Shout out, Mel. I got to create my own podcast so I can debate this dude, Young Disciple, like we were supposed to do, and get my rack from this dude that he put up.
Yeah.
I'll let your boy.
All right, brother. All right, listen, we got 9 more minutes on this thing, and then I'm gonna let everybody go, man. I really appreciate all the love. Opinion stated. What's good, Q?
Hey man, wagwan. Hola, let me cook. Hola. What's up, man?
Oh,
What's good?
Hey man, nothing, man. Look, I just wanted to weigh in on this subject matter here. I just heard Laker Nation saying put it to bed, but look, all right, I took notes and everything, man. I was patiently waiting.
No doubt.
So I did want to agree with a point. Let me mute this college basketball. I did want to agree with the point that one of the callers made, which was for Stephen A. Smith to I'm going back to the content and the subject matter, but for Stephen A. Smith to come out and out LeBron for not being there in the moment would have literally made the moment about LeBron, which would have been disrespectful to Kobe, because the moment was about Kobe having passed and everybody being, you know what I mean, heartfelt, et cetera, et cetera.
Good point.
So it didn't make sense, right? It would not have made sense for him to say, yo, it's wild that LeBron wasn't even there when everybody else showed up, right? And that's probably what LeBron wanted, and this is only based on, I know Young Disciples going to say this all narratives, and sometimes when you can look at the body of work and a person's actions, you can start to create some narratives around their behavior. And so that may be what LeBron wanted by not being there, right? Is that it would have been subject of conversation. Maybe. That's hypothetical. I'll give that to hypothetical. You could chew me up about it because it's just a narrative.
Right.
But also, I was going to say, I'm certain that, I'm almost willing to bet money on this, bro, that if Vanessa didn't have him on the list to speak, that is certainly fuel for him not to want to be present. He took that personal, bro. That scorched his soul. They'd be like, what you mean I ain't being asked to speak? I'm LeBron. You know what I mean? Like, but you ain't a homie. You ain't a homie. You ain't family, bro. So, yeah, only family, bro. We're going to condense this down to family. And so I just wanted to say that, again, that's still narrative and hypothetical, but this is based on the Pablo Torre, clip that you played with all the information from that clip. I think it's valid to make these assertions based on what was shared.
Right.
Narrative me to death. Label me a narrative person, put a narrative bumper sticker on my head. You know what I mean? I'm cool with that. But I'm just basing this on what you share, right? And so I want to give another kind of, based on that information. Because I'm wondering why Stephen A. backtracked. Why would he retract his statement
when I know he meant what he said about LeBron not being there and him having knowledge of LeBron not being there. And the only thing that I've been able to come up with, bro, is that he knows 100% for certain that when he starts to divulge the information that he has, it's going to out the source that's close to LeBron, and LeBron's going to know for certain that information came from somebody on the inside, and that's going to fuck up that relationship. So that's why I think Stephen A. retracted it. He knows LeBron wasn't there, bro, based on what's being shared. Now, even though all these trusted sources, like Young Disciple says, all these trusted publications said LeBron was there. Why would they lie? I don't know why they would lie.
That's crazy.
But I tell you what. I'm going to tell everybody who's listening how to find out. It's got to be documented, bro, at the gates. Professional athletes celebrities don't come through the turnstile like regular people.
That's true.
They come through the warehouse entrance. You know what I mean? Like underground. So it's a log, bro. Check the security log, man. We can end all this. That's like, what are we talking about here? All they gotta do is pull the security logs, bro. Pull them. You know if that man signed in or if he didn't sign in. He wasn't there, bro. Right. You know what I mean? These people have no reason to lie. Like you said, Pablo digging a little bit deeper, bro. That is really interesting. Like, why would he dig this deep? He has sources too. You know what I mean? He's like, nah, bro. Look, bro. Here's the information. Y'all do with it what you will, man. But I just wanted to get that in on the points, man. Shout out to Bill. Shout out to you. I appreciate y'all.
No doubt, fam.
I appreciate y'all, bro. Keep doing your thing, bro.
Thanks for the call, Q.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna take a couple more here. I saw New Jersey calling in with 732, and I also saw. I'm gonna take this. I also saw somebody from North Carolina calling with 336. So make sure y'all get in. Make sure you hit that mute in the background. Caller from Arkansas. What's going on?
What's going on, y'all?
All right. What's your name?
Man?
What's going on, big dog?
It's Curtis, man. I'm a big fan of Man Down.
All right.
And I've seen you on there a couple of times, and glad to be with y'all. I just want to I'm gonna make it real quick, man. I know a lot of other people trying to get in. As I stated in the comments earlier, and this is for all you Brun sexuals out there, for all you LeBron fans, LeBronites, whatever y'all call yourselves nowadays. This is not about us hating on LeBron, but I will say he makes it hard for him to be likable when he lies. It's that man's prerogative whether or not he went to Kobe's funeral.
It is.
My own brother did not go to my father's funeral, our father's funeral, because it was difficult for him. So I understand that.
Right.
But all LeBron had to say, if that's the reason he didn't go, is, man, it was too emotional for me. I could not attend.
Right.
Or if he didn't want to comment on it, all he had to say was no comment. That's personal. But when you lie, now you've made it an issue. You made a non-issue an issue. And that's what these LeBron fans have to understand. It's only an issue because he lied yet again. And this is what Stephen A. has always been trying to tell y'all. This man is full of lies and deceit. It's also been proven that he's the one that got Anthony Davis traded. Do you honestly think Rich Paul being LeBron's agent and the owner of Clutch Sports, that they would trade LeBron's number one option, number one right hand man without him knowing about it?
Yeah, that was crazy to me.
His blessing on it. I mean, think about that. You don't do that.
No, that was hard for me to believe as well.
Scotty wasn't focused. No, we keep Scotty. They tried to get rid of Phil. No, we're gonna keep Phil. LeBron orchestrated the trade. It was proven when one of the twins gave when DeMar said, "Hey, my brother was contemplating retirement,"
and LeBron said he wanted
him in the trade.
Yep.
So how would LeBron want him in the trade if he had no knowledge that the trade was going down?
Yeah.
So these Bron fans don't want to accept the truth. Now, when it comes to basketball, okay, he's got the skills, but even that's overrated. But that's for another day.
No doubt. Well, listen, man, I really appreciate the call, brother. Thank you so much. Hit like and subscribe on the Format Podcast on the way out, man. It's good to have you here.
Most definitely.
I appreciate it. All right, we're going to take two more calls. That's it. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the love. Two more calls. Let's make them quick. And then after that, we gotta cut it off, man. All right. 314. Who's this?
This is Tony from Missouri.
All right. What's going on, brother? Thank you for calling.
Yeah, I want to comment on this situation with LeBron James and Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
I think some years ago, LeBron admitted that he didn't go because he didn't want all the focus on him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling my partners that how you don't want all the focus on you, and Michael Jordan was there.
Mm-hmm.
He would get more focus than you than anywhere. Anywhere, that you are, Michael Jordan would get the most focus. But when it comes to Kobe and LeBron never had a relationship with Kobe.
Right.
Because he admitted before that every time Kobe Bryant called him, he missed his calls.
Mm-hmm.
They never connected when he went to LA. They never connected before he passed. And LeBron admitted that.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing is, with this LeBron thing, I think the new commissioner right now, I forgot his name. What is his name? The new commissioner now, NBA commissioner. What's his name?
Adam Silver.
Adam Silver.
Yeah.
He's like LeBron James. He heard of what David Stern did, and he's trying to make his footprint in this NBA. So him and LeBron is on the same agenda. LeBron trying to make a footprint over Michael Jordan, and he's trying to make a footprint over that last commissioner.
LeBron.
That's why he's changed
over Michael Jordan. No, that's
he never can. No. He never can do it. And same thing with the new commissioner. He cannot make a footprint over the old commissioner.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because that's when real basketball was, when David Stern was in. Mm-hmm. Real basketball, he made it global. He did everything. Right. Now, another thing is, the new commissioner, which is Sterling, he's trying to make it like the WWE. Everybody's trying to follow WWE.
Mm-hmm.
They see that this is fake, and they sell more tickets than anybody, so they're going to try to do the same simulation as everybody else. Because the viewership went down. Now they talking about they really talking about the views and the little short clips on YouTube now that they trying to be able to say everybody's more in tune to sports now. No, there's never, since Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan left, there's never been more people tuning into the NBA. Never have. And I don't think there ever will be no more.
Right.
That's the last of that. That's the last of that. Everybody's tuning into the NBA. But like I said, LeBron James, man, he's selfish. He's for himself.
Mm-hmm.
And he's never going to be Michael Jordan. And when he retires,
mm-hmm.
you're going to see how many people come out the woodworks. And this is just the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
This is just the beginning of what's going to happen. When he step away and everybody's going to have to bow down to him, you're going to see all this trash come out.
No doubt.
All this trash going to come out, man. I'm telling you, man. Mm-hmm. This is just like with Anthony Davis. People don't think he had nothing to do with Anthony Davis. Come on, man. Come on. He had a lot to do with that. And they said he didn't know about this. He knew about it. He knows. Well, he's over Clutch Sports. Clutch Sports, they say, is Rich Paul. No, that's LeBron James' company. Rich Paul is just the face of it.
Right.
There's nothing that Rich Paul don't know that LeBron James don't know.
That's a fact.
I don't care what it is. And another thing, with Shannon Sharp and these other guys,
mm-hmm.
Draymond Green, Shannon Sharp, and Gil Arenas.
Mm-hmm.
He went to the other podcast. He was another podcaster.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah.
And did an interview with them.
Well,
Shannon Sharp. Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
I think that has a lot to do specifically with the fact that he knows that McAfee and Stephen A. either now or at one point had some issues. So
yeah.
He utilized that to, just that was another gut shot at Stephen A.
Yes, definitely that. But he hasn't went on none of his friends podcasting yet.
Yeah, I thought that was very interesting.
All of them got podcasters. Dwayne Wade and Camilla got a podcast. Yes. He never been on that podcast.
Nope.
But like I said, his dirt gonna come out when he retire. All his dirt gonna come out.
Yep, and we will find out then. But
Yeah, we thought
it, man. Let me go ahead.
Yes, indeed.
Call. Thank you so much.
All right.
Hit the like.
Appreciate it. Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
All right, thanks. Hey, North Carolina 336. Who's this? I've been trying to get to you.
What's going on, boss man? I just want to say a couple more words, man.
No,
First of all,
what's your name, man? Let me lock you in.
My name Pod God 336.
What is it? Say it again.
Pod God 336.
Pod God 336. All right, go ahead.
I want to say them MC, baby boy.
Okay. What you got on that, Mel?
Hey, Winston part of the triad, man. I'm Greensboro, man. So yeah, I mean, hey.
Okay, give a count. Stand up. I got it. That's what's up.
What you got, brother? God.
Hey, is Carver still good?
They alright, man. Ain't like they used to be, man. I'm 52 years old. They was real good growing up, but now they all right, man. They all right.
All right, my bad. Go ahead.
That's all good, brother. I just want to say, man, I'm just waiting on LeBron to go ahead and retire, man, so we can start watching some good basketball again. It's too messy, too much soap opera stuff going on, too much focus on the wrong attention. You know what I'm saying? So people like me just waiting on LeBron to go ahead and retire, man. He done played long enough. I mean, it's good to see him looking pretty good out there. You know, he has got his jump shot together. Yes. But, you know, it's sad that it took 20-some years for that to happen.
I was just about to say that. But yes, it is a lot more reliable now. I can admit that.
Right. And another thing, I'm going to leave it there, man. Just going to retire, LeBron. Sit on down, man, so we can watch basketball, man. That's all.
No doubt, brother. Listen, I appreciate the call, man. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe on the way out. Thanks so much.
Absolutely. Y'all brothers, take care. And I'm going to keep watching both of y'all shows, man. Stay up.
All right, fam. You too. All right, y'all, we got to leave it here. I really appreciate how active everybody was in the chat tonight. I appreciate the super chats. I appreciate all the calls. I'm sorry I couldn't get to everybody, but we got to go. We got to let Mel get out of here. He's got things to do. We got the Final Four game on. Duke is playing Houston. We got a lot. We've been on one topic for about 2.5 hours. Again, I really appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for your involvement. Thank you so much for your passion. Make sure on the way out, you go to the Format Podcast page. If you're not liked and subscribed already, like this video and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much, Mel. Thank you for being here. Thank you for bringing your crew. I truly appreciate that. And yeah, we're going to leave it right here. Real quick, who's winning this game, Mel?
You know what? I haven't even seen both of them play enough this season to have a pick, to be honest with you. Okay. So I would be lying if I pick somebody. You know what I mean? So
okay. Well, there we go. So we'll leave it right there. I'm gonna just go with Duke because I'm a Cooper Flag guy, and we'll see what happens.
Who y'all?
There we go. All right, y'all. Everybody have a wonderful night. Again, make sure you hit that like and subscribe to the channel on the way out. And we got tons more content on this channel, the Format Podcast. Thanks so much for being here. We will talk again soon. We out. Peace.
All right, bro.